Koreti whanau, no mai haere mai, and welcome in Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre here in Tauranga, hosting a spectacle of basketball this afternoon, starting with the Sky Broadband Rapid League, of course, the Tauranga Whai hosting the Mainland Pouākai here in round 8. It has absolutely flown by. Maya Williamson here, joined by Lindsay Tate, as Amy Shearer gets her boogie on, probably not knowing she's on national television. Lindsay, how are we this afternoon?
Good, thank you, Maya. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Excited.
Appreciate you having us here today. Appreciate you.
Of course, great afternoon of basketball to come. Of course, we've got the Rapid League to kick things off, and there are the Pouākai sitting in second place in Rapid League, and the Whai sitting at fourth, but really can be anybody's game when it comes to Rapid.
Yeah, just like that, it's real close. You know, only the Kahu's struggling a little bit right now, but these other 4 teams right in the mix.
Tukumanawa Queens looking like the pretty dominant team, just the one loss over the season. The Pouākai second with 5 and 4, and a pretty good win percentage as well, and points percentage to go alongside that, so they're probably going to stay sitting pretty around that area. Here are the Tauranga Whai, looking ready to go, led by none other than Taylor Dalton. As we take a look at the starting 5 and the only 5 today for the Mainland Pouākai: O'Neill, Lenny, Ainley, Lacey Rameka, and making her Rapid League debut, Hannah Tully.
Yeah, a young group, Maya, but what a great, you know, opportunity. Obviously, that's what the Rapid League is here for, and they get to travel on the road and go against a strong Whai group this afternoon, evening.
And we'll take a look at the Tauranga Whai: Dalton, Rogers, Kidesome, Tarihi, and Lacandro as well.
Not a bad starting group for your second unit at this level, Maya.
Heck yeah. We'll take a look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. It's pretty much splitting hairs, apart from the defensive end of things.
Yeah, it is, and you can see down low, you know, in the big game, we got a point guard matchup coming up I'm looking forward to, but Lacandro and Whitaker, obviously, formidable kind of bigs down low, so we get to see them bump early. You were telling me, Maya, about this young lady that's about to jump here?
Amelia Ainley.
Yeah, tell us more, please.
6'5" and 15 years of age. It is absolutely unbelievable. Doesn't even sound like a real sentence.
She just had a lot of success in the FIBA space as well, you were saying. Finished All-Star 5 for a group that she helped have a lot of success.
Yeah, they had the Under-16 Asia Cup earlier this year. All-Star 5 and a second place finish, the best the Moon side has ever done at the Asia Cup.
Producing some outstanding results at that level right now, both males and females.
For sure, and we will see a young girl by the name of Riley McClenaghan come off the bench for the Whai here in Rapid League. That was also part of that squad as we had the first possession underway through the Mainland Pouākai. Hannah Tully on debut, had a go at it, but no good.
Yeah, look at that, great little action to get started, and nice little putback by Tully, just rimmed out. Kidesome aggressive off the bounce to start. Taylor Dalton on the O boards.
Not going to get much over Amelia Ainley there, though. She snatches it out of mid-air.
You're right, long too, Maya.
Yep, she goes good. Olivia O'Neill stops on a dime. Great bucket to open things up.
Great back foot pivot there. Just got to 2 feet for that little push shot over the timber. Get things started for the Pouākai.
Kidesome. Candro. To the trusty hands of Dalton. Rogers, that's Sophie Rogers, bangs it from downtown. Just saying before, you remembered her for having her nice stroke for the last time you commentated her, Lindsay.
That's right, can really stroke that thing from the perimeter.
Of course, sister Emma Rogers is in the Pouākai squad and is on return from injury tonight, but they're just limiting her minutes and not playing her in the Rapid League tonight. It's Tully. So, see Rameka just gets pushed out of bounds.
It's a pretty good wall up there by the big Lacandro, I think, on the baseline penetration. Just a little chest bump, and they'll get rewarded with a turnover.
Rogers into Lacandro. Great cut from Taylor Dalton.
Nice, I think they're in a little 2-3 zone there. Just picked it apart with that cut over the nail.
O'Neill downhill again, out to Lazy Rameka. Sizing up Kidesome. Nowhere to go goes the Pouākai. Ainley saves the day, and it's a no-brainer for the Pouākai.
It was tough just trying to absorb that contact, and great flash there. Unfortunately, got caught with a little chicken wing, I think it was.
Sometimes you can throw them and the referees don't see.
Got her pretty clean there, unfortunately.
Here comes the difference as well, as 2 subs for the Tauranga Whai and none for the Pouākai. That fatigue going to sit in. Kuka, great O-board. Dalton goes again. Great rebound there for Lacey Da'ameka. Oh, no one wants the ball. Here we go, Olivia O'Neill. Trusty hands of the long-time point guard. Lenny gets her first taste of action. Oh, look at that, Lindsay.
Great rebound, just kept that thing up nice and high for the putback. So young and talented.
We're going to see a fair bit of that tonight, I think so, as Rogers
nice
is off.
contest there as well.
Here's Lenny.
Fine. Just a half beat late on that one, but it was the right read. And for a group that's only got 5 out there right now, they're playing with great energy these first 3 minutes.
Let's see how they go in the
You
next
have to be
3
smart
quarters,
with these timeouts, though.
Riley McClinigan there in the mix in her Rapid League debut as Lacey Da'ameka. She says, welcome to Rapid, young gal.
Looks really comfortable out there to start. It's been all over the place on the boards and then getting going there with a little nice shot from the perimeter.
There's McClinigan to Kuka in the corner. Fires it over to nobody, and it's going to be Pouākai possession.
Just a little bit rushed there for the Whai. If you're the Pouākai, you know, one thing about not having a deep bench is you're going to get rhythm and minutes out there, so they're looking comfortable here, which is a positive.
Going to get a whole lot of rhythm in Rapid League tonight. Of course,
great find.
A great pass into Ainley. High usage to start the game for the 15-year-old.
And great offense, but just a half beat sloppy there on defense for the Whai. I want to talk about that one and just tighten up a little bit.
Great pass inside, knocked away by Lacey Da'ameka. Another turnover for the Whai. And not a bucket for the Pouākai, but Kavana Lenny, sorry, will head to the Chemist Warehouse.
Lacey Da'ameka's been all over the place, defensively on the glass and also showing up from the perimeter scoring. So great start here for a undermanned Pouākai group. Who would have liked that one to go in?
Pushing the pace, the Pouākai, even though they've only got 5.
I mean, aside from your 15-year-old center, they're not the biggest, so you know, not a bad way to play. Up tempo in a short game.
Vanalini goes 1 or 2 from the Chemist Warehouse. Then if no options, up to Kuka. Dalton, don't want to leave her alone. Taylor Dalton, Grayson Pātahi gets the offensive rebound. And it's a foul on Kavana Lenny. Dalton, some real energy for her to start things off.
Just got a little bit cross-match there off the free throw coming down the Pouākai, and unfortunately got punished off the O board. And Taylor Dalton, who's always plays with crazy energy, has been rewarded. A couple free throws. Steady the ship for her group.
23-year-old Taylor Dalton, returning from a 5-year collegiate career. Played an NBL 1 North season in Townsville before coming home.
Say they play a timeout here, the Pouākai. It's last 10 seconds. Not sure if they know the clock.
Kavana Lenny had to throw one up at the end of that quarter. I don't think they knew the clock there, Lindsay. I think you're right. As they head into the break with only 5 players, but a 3-point lead. A pretty impressive first quarter.
Yeah, I thought they executed really well offensively. They weren't rushed, you know, and the guards did a great job of getting it through and finding their bigs down low, playing off 2 feet, you know, did a great job of taking care of the glass. And at the other end, if you're the Whai, maybe just a little bit rushed at the second half of that first quarter, just tighten up and execute a little bit. I'm sure they'll be talking about that right now with Coach Sonny.
20% off any large pizza is the deal this Sunday. How about that? Grab yourself a pizza while you watch a doubleheader of basketball. Hope you guys watched the Queens play the Hoiho. It was an electric game. Scan that QR code or use online code SWISH2025. Valid until Wednesday. Pretty good to get 20% off anything in this economy, to be fair. Here's your Sky Broadband Fibre starter, $55 a month for the first 12 months. Visit skybroadband.co.nz or 09525 5555. Get amongst Sky, bringing you all of the deals. There's Coach Alex Stojkovic just giving some advice to his players. He's in his old stomping grounds, Lindsay.
Yeah, I got confused there for a second. I'm like, man, he's on the...
You're on the wrong side, man.
He's been obviously pretty influential in getting this Whai, you know, this whole thing off the ground, and then, you know, doing his thing down there with the Pouākai. But, you know, great coach coming through, touched a lot of people in the game, so great to see him over there on the sidelines, moving pieces around as usual. Looked like a little zone action here from the Pouākai coming out the second quarter, little 2-3. Save some legs.
Yeah, I was just going to say, preserving some legs, I think. And
Smart coach over there.
I think a couple of these girls might play some spot minutes in the Tauihi as well. Got some injuries. So it's an empty first possession for the Whai. Let's see if the Pouākai can do one better. Nice punch screen there from Ainley. Gets it to Lacey Darmeka. Has a great advantage, but just leaves it short.
Been really impressed with Ainley, like small package, and obviously just hearing from you, Maya, saying she's relatively new to the game as well. Just her feel is really nice. Great cut there from the Whai for the beautiful finish.
Yeah, that was nice. They needed that. One of their easiest ones as Tauihi just takes the lunch money of Lenny, but Hannah Tully takes it right back. Can't get the finish though. It's a great look for Hannah Tully.
Yeah, love how she's been aggressive, you know, given the opportunity today with a few of the girls unavailable, and she's leaving it out there early.
Things are calmed down here in Tauranga. The Whai settling down. Lacey Darmeka again being a nuisance on the defensive end.
It's a great read defensively to get in there and deflect that pocket pass.
Blocked away by Keresome. Nobody can find the rim. McClenaghan can't make her rapid league debut points. Has the rebound. Rogers doesn't need a second to think about it. Give me three, Sophie Rogers.
And Tully, obviously, her first game, needs to know you got to close that airspace on Rogers. She's going to let that thing go, and she gets her second three of the game already. Got to touch that basketball.
Whai out in front now.
Nice take.
Couple of bunnies missed by the Pouākai here early. Pātahi, nice take in transition. Rogers, Gabrielle board, and up four now go the Whai.
See here the pace has just picked up a little bit, you know, playing into the hands of the Whai. Take this 4-point lead, and I like this by the Pouākai. Just take the air out of the ball and execute again.
Lacey Darmeka launches from deep. It's a great look, clear to defender.
You know, can even get second, third side a little bit as well, you know, once we get a little bit of fatigue.
Kavana Lenny returned from State Montana University to come back home and play for her local team.
Looking at the bios today, some outstanding big schools that some of these young ladies have played at, and even professionally. Amazing the amount of talent that's getting attracted down here to the bottom of the world to play hoops.
How about that pass and finish from Lacandro out to 6. You're right, Amy Shearer at Portland University. 4 years at St. Mary's and a year at Gonzaga for Taylor Dalton.
Yeah, and not just going there, like playing, you know, like they remember them names there. They were out there competing, so salute.
6 points the lead now for the Whai. A scoreless quarter so far for the Pouākai. Bit of a swing of momentum here.
Stay in that zone here, just saving a bit of legs defensively, slowing things down.
Flanagan skips it over to Lacandro. Loves a 3 ball. Lacey Darmeka pokes it away.
It's kind of the one weakness that you potentially have in a zone, you know, on that weak side. You give up those offensive rebounding lanes a little bit if you don't get hit. So Pouākai will looking to tighten up on that. There you go.
Does well to keep the ball alive too and not turn it over, mainly. And Taylor Dalton just snatches it out of Olivia O'Neill's hands. It's an 8-point lead.
That's Taylor's game right there, just constantly being a nuisance, staying connected, bringing energy. And you'll see that later on tonight in the Tauihi game as well.
There you go on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Just snatched it out of O'Neill's hands. Bit of relief there given by Hannah Tully.
Nice to get something inside here or at the ring. A few of the Pouākai just dried up a little bit this quarter. A lot, to be honest, Maya.
Yeah, haven't scored at all. That's probably the way you go, is just feed the beast.
Yeah, like that, you know. Working off that wing on ball and find your big inside, stop the clock.
I'll take a look at that. It was a bit of a stagnant offense until that point. Cougar just came across too late.
That's pretty good catch, though. Like, defensively, not too bad.
Yeah, just needed to be
bang,
there half a beat earlier.
Yeah.
Definitely an experienced player, giving the newbie a little bit of welcome to the league. AC Dharmika dribbled into where there was no space. And who else? Who else would it be?
Jar again.
And look at that, Lindsay. It's a missed layup by Rogers, but they are pushing the pace. Lacandro can't get the M1. They've really turned the Jets on the fight.
Yeah, just down at this end, Pouākai just early on kind of were playing with a quicker pace and haven't really been executing a whole lot. And the Whai obviously turning that into pace down this end, a lot of layups. And if they're not converting, getting to the free throw line as well. Potentially bump this thing out to a double-digit lead here at halftime. Big turnaround.
And could keep the Pouākai completely scoreless in the second quarter as well, Lindsay.
Yeah, in fairness, probably a combination of both, you know, solid defense, but probably could be a little bit better offensively executing if we're the Pouākai. They were a lot more solid in the first quarter.
O'Neill having a tough old time with some suffocating defense and smartly uses their BNZ player timeout. They've been needing that one.
Yeah, good use there. A lot of pressure from Lene all up the court. See what they got here this play. Love some of the plays that they've been running off these player timeouts late in the quarters. They try and steal them.
Can we replay that for Lindsay?
Yeah. See what these coaches are working with.
Well, scan the QR code, team. Take it to the big game. We're running out of time, so make sure you scan it and get amongst. Let's see. The Pouākai can pull out of their kits here.
Okay, a little up screen, cross screen action.
Back to O'Neill.
I like that little pin down for your shooter.
That's a great look, Lindsay. Tipped away, though. And the Whai will use their BNZ player timeout right back. A great defensive set by the Whai.
You're not bad. Pretty good offensive execution as well. Just a great late contest, and they had their big down the pipe as well. But we'll see how the Whai move the pieces around. Taylor Dalton, I would not be surprised if she ends up being a coach one day, Maya. In the small sample package I've had of her and watching her operate, looks like a natural leader.
Absolutely. I think she's got all the characteristics for it. She'll play for it as long as she can, though. We can guarantee that.
Bet.
Be right into the coaching space after, no
Oh,
doubt.
nice play. Corner.
It's a great look. Oh, and everything but.
She was so excited she put a little bit of extra heat on it.
Got a bit of hair herself there, Taylor Dalton. Final 1.5 seconds, and it's going to go to waste for the Pouākai. And in a scoreless quarter, the Tauranga Whai just storm out in front, Lindsay.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Maya, but when was the last time there was a scoreless quarter? Is that?
Didn't happen to me on Friday night, so I can tell you that for free. It would have been a long time ago, and it's very much few and far between, I would say. It's such a good first quarter of the Pouākai, but really changed pace as we've got some ladies join their courtside seats. A true Whai fan there, got the wig on and everything. What's the adjustment here at a half-time? We'll chat to that in just a second. We'll take a look at the Chemist Warehouse. Look at Sophie Rogers just leading the way.
Yeah, and been really shooting that thing well from the perimeter, and obviously only with five available right now, not playing Whitaker. You know, a very balanced scoring attack from the Pouākai. A 15-year-old leading the way with the scoring and rebounding right now. Ainley, 4 and 3 respectively. This is a heck of an effort. Man, look at that rebounding. That's about as balanced as you'll get. Kitasomi doing a great job of distributing the ball. 3 assists is a whole lot of assists in such a short time. Only 8 minutes of gameplay right there. Obviously, a whole lot of blocks, a whole lot of hands on ball. A lot of those took place in the second quarter as well, of these steals right here. Taylor Dalton, a block and a couple steals all over the place.
What do you think the adjustment is here for the Pouākai out of half-time?
I think offensively, just getting the ball second, third side, you know, and controlling the pace. Obviously take care of the glass, and then defensively, I know they were saving legs a little bit in that zone, but they're probably going to have to start extending a little bit, pressuring. You know, it's only 8 minutes of game time left. I know it's very difficult when you've only got 5, but that's the beauty of youth, Maya. Hopefully they can thug it out for another 8 minutes.
I mean, you got to be saying, if you can't play 16 minutes of basketball, then come on.
We're going to have to do some Coach Carter talks over there in these timeouts, you know.
I don't know if Callum Williams is good at it. But you're right, 8 minutes of basketball, anything can happen. But something does have to change for this Pouākai side. See what they come out with here offensively.
And again, what a great experience for a lot of these young, you know, young females that haven't had the opportunity to play at this level before, you know, against some real top talent. You know, Kitasomi and Taylor Dalton are like 4 or 5 year, you know, university talents, which is, I'm sure, is where somewhere like Ainsley is trying to go in the very near future. So beautiful breeding ground, great find.
Oh, couldn't put the cherry on top, and Lacandro blocks it away, but how about that pass?
Beautiful play, beautiful pass. I even love the way she kept the ball up. Only thing she didn't do was finish her breakfast, but that's fine. She's 15. It's coming, Maya. It's coming.
I don't know if you guys know by now, but she is 15 years old, Ainley. Just a superstar. Lacey Darmaker feeds the beast once again. Lacandro, 2 blocks in a row.
The great D by Lacandro. Love the way she ran the court there too, rim run.
Full ball reversal there for the Whai. Doesn't end up in a triple from Kitasomi. Ainley sets the drag here on O'Neill. O'Neill finds Lenny. Lenny stops, pops and connects.
And that's when they're at their best, you know. O'Neill kind of playing in that semi-trans, working off those on balls, steering the ship, being that decision maker for her group.
Kendra gets Lenny up in the air. Great board, Ainley.
She's doing a great job on there on the boards. Here we go, just playing at her pace. Like that.
Lenny opts to reject instead and just goes into the floor moppers, unfortunately. You like the intention, though, from Lenny trying to get downhill?
It's a tough one, you know, bang, bang call. I like her being aggressive. Same time, though, probably had the corner option as a read, but that's the game that we play, you know, split-second decisions. Like they're staying in this zone here right now on any kind of dead ball situation, little 2-3 action. Doing a pretty good job of keeping the Whai on the perimeter with it.
Oh, Ainley.
Great waller.
Gave Lacandro just a taste of her own medicine.
Yeah, you're right. Just been staying long in there, staying down.
Tauihi makes them pay from the corner.
And not to compare the games, Maya, but, you know, watching a lot of, you know, the male space and then obviously coming over here. One thing that I do really love about this is how the females wall up and they stay down a lot. You know, the young men, they jump on everything. You just look at the sky and they're jumping out the building. But I get it, you all can jump high, but
I think there's probably a little...
Watch a little bit of this and just stay down in position and you'll be good.
There's a reason your coaches tell you guys. Probably a bit more responsibility in the young woman's space than there is in the men, you know. Probably a little bit less ego, I'd say. Lindsay?
Great defense there by Kitasomi. Doing a great job of keeping the ball in front.
Flanagan. Kitasomi all alone. Can't make them pay, though. O'Neill opts not to push the ball here. Gets the drag from Ainley. Tolly. To Lenny, skips it over to Lacey Darmaker.
Nice.
Great basketball from the Pouākai. They needed that.
Beautiful catch and rip. Attack that kind of sloppy closeout, and then Tolly just cut the corner. Seen the defender lost sight for the easy layup. Is that her first basket?
I think it is.
Okay, congratulations.
A Rapid League 2 points for Hannah Tolly on debut. Oh, lucky to get a foul there. Yeah, right. That was lovely footwork.
Pivot, little push shot in the smile, tougher than it looks. And they cut this thing to 5. Great job by Pouākai to hang tough here under woman.
Yeah, 7-3 this quarter. Tauihi.
Oof.
Thought she might have taken an extra step there, Lindsay, but gets the foul instead.
Again, I know she got caught there, but great job of staying down as a big and, you know, not jumping. like those uniforms the Whai have got there.
Yeah, they're
they
tough.
Look good.
Whai always got good uniforms,
Yeah,
I reckon.
right. It's a pretty tough colorway. Was it like the pink with the aqua?
Yeah.
Kind of look good.
Kind of can't really go wrong with that kind of colorway, can you?
You can't.
But he just far too long. He's the shooting threes, I think.
Step back a little bit, you reckon?
And goes 0 for at the Chemist Warehouse strive. How about that from Amelia Ainley?
Another rebound.
Yeah, but a point guard duties in there as well. Lacey Darmica. I mean, this two-man game with O'Neill and Ainley.
Good
Skips
find.
it out to Lacey Darmica. Good ball, Taylor Dalton.
Great push. Taylor there. Just compress the defense. Straight into that trail pull-up.
Be happy with that for the Pouākai. Forcing an early.
In there again. Another rebound.
Yeah, she's everywhere today. And he, not even looking at the rim. Puts it back to O'Neill. Nice action there to get Lenny all alone. Tully gets the offensive rebound. Way too long off the backboard.
One shot at here if they want it to fire. Great push, great find.
Oh, the dagger on the buzzer. Tauihi, 2 triples in this quarter for her. And as the Pouākai started to creep back, they push it out to 9-5.
Love what Taylor Dalton did there. You know, the likes of Mark Dickel used to make a living off that as a point guard, just taking the ball off the glass, pushing it for 2-3 dribbles. If you see a chest in there, just finding your shooters, just trailing into rhythm shots. Beautiful play, obviously short clock, but you know, I'd love to see Taylor do that even more. You know, looks like a beautiful way that they play the game and can generate some easy buckets for that group.
And Grayson Tauihi is just money from the corner. Not over for the Pouākai though. They had a very encouraging quarter that time around, Lindsay. So, you know, it's a long ways to go. 4 more minutes, but definitely doable.
Absolutely great quarter from the Pouākai. You know, again, there's only 5 young ladies over here that are battling it out right now. A lot of them very young as well, so doing a great job. You know, they got down, but to show resilience and come back and give themselves a shot here in the 4th, right where you want to be, and exactly why this Rapid League exists, I believe, why it was bought. You know, so that we can navigate these scenarios, so that when we do get into a Tauihi game in the very near future, it's not something that's foreign to us. It's something we know how to navigate. And for some of these young ladies, they'll take this back into a space below Rapid League as well, and I'm sure grow their confidence there as well.
Well, you can just see its immediate impact in the New Zealand sides and the rep tournaments and the school tournaments as well. Definitely lifting the level of basketball here in New Zealand.
Absolutely. I mean, even myself, I was kind of trying to figure out the Rapid League, but once you figure out, like, you see the results that we've had on the New Zealand junior international space, I think you're playing yourself if you don't think that it's had an effect in a positive manner on you know, the game in the country. It's had a massive effect.
Absolutely right, and it's exactly what our country needs. Kanjo kicks things off with a foul on Ainley, and of course, just last week, the Mainland Pouākai had to go into overtime with just 4 players. They had 5 playing Rapid League, 1 fouled out, so they do not want the same story.
It was like men's league over on the shore.
Yeah.
The Casey gets thrown out for getting too many ticks.
Casey Frank, no way. That doesn't sound like Casey. I mean, you know, he does make a living out of talking, Lindsay, so...
Shout out to all the referees at men's league for not ejecting us.
Going through the ringer. Probably like $2
Says
an
the
hour.
guy who doesn't even show up anymore.
Lenny, all alone, has hit one of those today. Great box out from Lacandro. Pushing the pace now, the 5.
Great breakout dribble there by Lacandro. Love the way that she's walled up and been boarding down there. Big.
Great find into Rogers. Rogers, high arcing shot. Lacey Darmica bullies her way in for the board.
Oh, great
Tolly's
hustle.
on it as
Love
well.
that by Tolly. She should just get the ball back. Should be the new rule. You know the rule. By first to the floor.
First to the floor. First to the floor,
Love that.
always.
She did not hesitate. And yeah, thank the basketball gods that they did that. Give it back to her.
Yep, worked in their favour
Great
in the
hustle
end.
all around there. It's physical right there.
We had to start getting a bit of scoring going here, the Pouākai. Lacey Darmika misses Ainley, turns around on a dime. Couple of empty positions, Lindsay.
You're right, Maya. Probably just time to turn up the heat a little bit at both ends with 3 minutes left. Nothing to lose.
Oh, that's good from Lucandro. Out to 13, the biggest of the game.
A bit of a finesse big there, Maya, you know, just got the ability to stretch the court and shoot that thing. Confidence. Lucandro, if you don't touch the ball. Fortunately, a little sloppy little turnover there. Just move that pivot foot. Whai will probably play time and score here. I would assume that they'll kill a bit of clock.
Yeah, they can. Don't want to get too comfortable. Great drive and kick from Dalton, but there's going to be a bit of an urgency here for the Pouākai. You'd imagine. Tully trying to get downhill and does well to get to the Chemist Warehouse stripe on Taylor Dalton. Here is Tully. A lot of contact from Dalton there. A clear foul for the Bartercard officials. This is the first, and a Tully named to the Junior Tall Ferns squad, heading away to Samoa this December. Member of Kaipoi High School team at 2025 secondary school champions. And misses both, Lindsay, not what the doctor ordered.
It's not, but you see then again, Lacey Ramika's in there just making a nuisance of herself, smaller of the two, but because of that, you know, she'll get rewarded with an extra position for her group. It's a little split action they run off the baseline here.
Get it into Ainley. Back to O'Neill. Tony thought about it. Back out to O'Neill. They must be running out of time here. They feed the beast. Ainley goes good on the second.
Great job of just keeping the ball up on that O board and just putting it in softly.
Dalton hits every part of the rim.
Again though, just playing with that pace, I love that, you know, exploring and playing with confidence. It's a fun way to play.
Lenny catches it. Cannot connect.
A lot
Dalton.
of good looks though.
That's what you're talking about there from Dalton, just pushing the pace. Rogers smacked away by Ainley. Here goes Dalton. Can she ice it? It's going to be 5 possession.
See, Taylor's figured out they only got 5 over there. She's trying to run them out the building for the last 2 minutes. She doesn't care about no lead.
I mean, rightfully so, right? That's what the Whai should have been doing.
Who's that, Maya? Tell me. Come on. There you go.
That is Maya Williamson's mum.
There you go.
Shout out Mumsy on the bench right there.
Mum some love, Maya. Come on. Don't be shy. It's all good.
No, she is an absolute legend, working tirelessly for the Pouākai this season. Great to see her get back involved. Just moved back from Hong Kong.
Okay,
out of
nice.
all places. Oh, look at her.
Beautiful shout out. Well done. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, Mum. Doing the most. Nice position there for the fight. That's going to be, you'd think, the final nail in the coffin.
There's Lucandro, just that finesse big with that touch again on that short roll.
Tolly from deep. And I think it might be all over here for the Pouākai.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they're going to run out of time, but definitely a young group, undermanned, showing some great signs to start things off, you know, for the Rapid League group. And obviously they saved Whitaker as well, you know, who I'm sure would have helped a lot. So a lot of positives that they can take out of this, you know, heading into the game after this and also moving forward.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, they do want to get a win tonight and get the highest placing possible, but they're guaranteed a playoff finish, so really it just matters how they continue the momentum going forward, right?
Absolutely, and like we were talking about off air, you know, it would be great to have home semis and home finals, but ultimately, by the looks of things, it's a relatively balanced competition, and when teams are healthy, I think anybody can knock anybody over on any day, especially in this top 4.
Yeah, absolutely right. Any game is winnable, but it is really just that home advantage, not having to travel, as Lenny gets a nice bucket, not having to travel, having your home crowd.
I mean, financial implications as well for a lot of these teams. Yeah, for sure. And ain't nothing like that home cooking.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to lie, though. I actually preferred playing on the road a lot of the time. Like, a lot less headaches. Yeah, you just go in like, you just like a ninja. You know what I mean? Like, no one's asking you for tickets. Yeah, you just in there to like ruin the party, just to spoil, just to be a spoiler, you know.
Just there to be a pest and
home is
else.
a little bit more, a little bit more responsibility.
You say hi to the family, the friends, got old press,
kiss babies, and yeah, you know.
Oh, how about that on the buzzer for Jay Kitasome? It really put the icing on top of that one. And the Whai, they get it done over the Pouākai, and then what turned out to be a convincing win, Lindsay, 35-21.
Yeah, pretty impressive win if you're the Whai, you know, managed to get rotate a whole lot of bodies through there and work on their package as well. So I'm sure they'll be stoked with the way things turned out to start things off this evening.
Definitely some impressive performances across the board. They look pretty stoked and pretty tired, but got to give your flowers to the Pouākai for how hard they worked with how little they had.
Absolutely, really impressed, you know, again, especially with, keep harping on it, but you're starting a 15-year-old out there and she doesn't look like she skipped the beat at all, so, you know, salute to everybody out there. It's a fun game to watch.
Here are your leaders, Rogers and Lacandro. I just went scoreless in that second half, but Lacandro definitely started to light it up.
Yeah, and you'll see more of her shortly, you know, a big that can really stretch the court. Also had 7 boards to go along with Ainley, just eating them up, 9 boards in 16 minutes. It's pretty impressive.
Nothing quite like that, I don't think.
But Esome, 5 assists. You know, I love the way that she plays as well. A lot of energy, you know. You can see she's really engaged and communicates. You can see she's been playing at a high level for a long time. Lacandro with those 3 blocks. They only got Ainley down for 1, but she at least altered a couple more, I would say.
Unfortunately, no stat for that.
I'm sure there'll be some scouts that'll be watching, though.
Absolutely. I mean, you cannot pass up on that talent. Thank you so much for joining us here in your Sky Broadband Rapid League, but do not go anywhere, because shortly after 6:30 we have the main event, the Tauihi Basketball matchup, Tauranga Whai and the Mainland Pouākai. We'll see you very soon.
So it's on us. So let's get loud and support the team through the whole game. All right. For the Pouākai, here is the team. Number 1, Olivia O'Neill. Number 8, Emma Rogers. 4-5, Charlotte Whitson. Number 5, Annalise Rucker. Number 15, Savannah
Kia ora iti whānau, nau mai, haere mai, and welcome to your Sunday evening entertainment as the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa League. And it is the Tauranga Whai who are at the top of the table, taking on the fourth place Mainland Pouākai here in round 8, vying for the best playoff spot achievable here in Tauranga. Maya Williamson joined by a long-time tall black Lindsay Tate. Just been treated to a Rapid League spectacle, Lindsay, and definitely lots to look forward to tonight.
Kia ora, Maya, yeah. Not a bad little game to get us started, you know, a little bit undermanned the Pouākai, but they'll load up again here for the Tauihi game, and pretty excited to see this group come up here to Tauranga, see what they've got this evening.
Make sure you scan that QR code, team. Get your vote in and have your say. The Whai, very much the favourites at the moment, but if you are a Pouākai fan, you can scan that QR code and change it.
Yeah, you're down south. Jump on there. Come on.
Come on, guys.
Get in there.
You got no excuse. You've got to be watching from home because they're playing at Tauranga.
You're right. It's a long trip.
Just getting warmed up here. The undermanned Mainland Pouākai tonight. We'll get into that in just a minute. As we take a look at the Tauihi basketball standings, right there on top, the Tauranga Whai. Just 2 losses this season. The Pouākai have shifted down to 4th. The Southern Hoiho getting a comeback win over the Tukumanawa Queens this Arvo. So the Pouākai really want to win tonight, Lindsay.
Yeah, and both teams coming off big wins. You know, that went down to the last play of the game, and both teams coming through with close wins, so they'll be riding the momentum of that this evening. But really big one for the Pouākai, you know, if they want to bridge this gap and try and get a home semi.
Here are your upcoming games, the Pouākai and the Hoiho. That's a big one there on Thursday. Last time those two teams played, it was a 50-point blowout for the Hoiho, Kahu and the Whai, and the Queens to the Whai, possibly the biggest game that we can see on our screens right now. And the Pouākai will take on the Kahu in the following Friday.
Had the pleasure of doing the last Queens Whai game, and it was a fun game to watch. Went right down to the wire as well. Very balanced comp.
Here is a little bit of a changed up starting 5. Jaeger, Mikesell, Hall, Dale and McGoldrick. And a very important piece of the squad is their 6th woman, Charlotte Whitaker, who we caught up with earlier today.
Hi, Charlotte. You guys are coming into today's game. You guys went down to them down in Christchurch. I know you guys have adjusted. What's the game plan going in today?
I think game plan going in, I think we've adjusted a lot. Obviously went over film, had 2 losses against them. And I think with the adaptation of our team today, we were just going to step up, really got to hone in on our defensive coverages and making sure that we, you know, make them take the shots that we want them to take. I think just really aggressive, crashing the boards as well, and then executing well on offense. I think now that we have a few people out, some of our contributing scorers, I think it's important just to play the game we know and for the bench to step up as well and really contribute for this team's success today. So yeah.
So Charlotte, you're one of the stars in the league, a rising star, right? So what is the advice that you give to that young girl that's watching the game, that have, you know, Girls Got Game initiative? What's the advice that you give to those young girls that are watching you play today?
Yeah, I just think work hard and dream big. I think, you know, sky's the limit, and continue to push, continue to work on your game, do what's best for you, and continue to enjoy it as well. I think a lot of the time, you know, chasing after our dreams and what we want, and it does get hard and it's not going to be easy, but know that it's possible, and know that there's many women before me as well that have continued to shape the path that, you know, that allows us to continue to follow these dreams of ours, but definitely have fun and continue to love and enjoy the game, and yeah.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Some inspirational stuff there from Charlotte Whitaker, who'll end up being a massive piece tonight. No Marina Whittle, no Abigail Fogg for this Mainland Pouākai squad. They are severely under-womaned, I should say. Let's take a look at the starting 5. McDowell, White, Cowling, Shearer, Snyder and Hank. That is a formidable starting 5, Lindsay.
It is real strong starting 5. You can see why they're running through the league right now, but both teams have got a really strong starting 5, so we're in for a good one.
And it is the interviews of the 6th woman tonight. We caught up with Jade Kirisome earlier today as well.
Hi, Jade. You're going into a top game tonight, top 3 game with the Pouākai. You guys beat them down in Christchurch. but I know that they have adjusted. What are you guys going to do to adjust your game plan tonight?
Yeah, look, we obviously were super successful over there, but they're a team that you can never underestimate, so I don't think we're just chilling over here. In terms of adjustments, I think we're more focusing on ourselves right now. Had a really great week of practice, focused a lot on our defensive schemes, a lot of scout as well. So I think if we lock into those, that will be fine this game.
Talking about your defensive schemes, you guys are top of the table in the defensive area. Is there anybody that you are focused on tonight going into tonight's game?
I wouldn't say anyone like specifically because they have such a great depth on their team, so many good shooters. So I think we're all locked into our own matchups, but knowing that, yeah, they do have a lot of great shooters, a lot of people who can score, so we're going to have to really play really well on our one-on-one matchup.
Good luck for tonight.
Thank you so much.
Well, all eyes are going to be on the Mainland Pouākai tonight. They've dropped both games so far to the Tauranga Whai, and like we said, Lindsay, they are under woman. No Marina Whittle and no Abigail Fogg.
Yeah, big loss. You know, Whittle's obviously league leader or one of the league leaders in scoring, and Fogg as well. You know, they're having great seasons. They won't be here this evening, but it's next woman up, you know, and as you can see from this PG battle, McDowell, White and Jaeger, two of the better guards in the whole competition. From Aussie, I believe, both of them coming out of there. So I'm excited as a former kind of guard running around to watch them this evening and see how they steer the troops around.
Well, it's interesting. They are the two top scoring teams in the league, but the Whai by far are the best defensive team in the league, Lindsay.
They say defense and rebounding wins championships, you know, so we'll see how that goes in the next 40 minutes. But, you know, it's always a good recipe to be at the top of the league in scoring and also defensively as well, you know, so I can see why they've only had 2 L's so far.
Just 2 losses so far to the Tauranga Whai that are on top.
I was about to say you're not allowed to grab the ball. I just taught them that rule at my skill session this morning. Well done, Ryan. Back to them base rules.
Hannah Hank thought she might have got away with that for a second, I reckon. It'll be the Pouākai with the first possession of this one. Jaeger, a former Tauranga Whai member from last year, and it's a turnover straight away. Great signs for the hosts. Emmy Shearer floats it over to Cowling. Snyder, a few returning members of this Tauranga Whai squad. Great pass from Dal White. Cowling from downtown won't open things up. Fast pace to start this one off. Dale knows these rims like the back of her hand. Also a former Tauranga Whai member, Lindsay.
Real fast pace to start this game. Free flowing, both teams getting it up. Love her game, Hannah Hank, watching her in their last game. Real effective big for this group in the Whai, and just McDowell White being very effective working off these middle on balls as well.
It's been a scoreless first minute to kick things off here in Tauranga. Free Hall injected into the starting lineup today for the Mainland Pouākai. Ball reversal here. Dale attacks. Hall this time from downtown, no good. McKenna Dale, she does it all. Jaeger can't make it count. It's a great look if you're the Pouākai, Lindsay.
It is easy look, you know, and Emmy Shearer here on the penetration. She's just been giving the whole league fits at playing downhill, getting her feet in the paint. Caught their game as well, you know. Just McDowell White got bogged down late in the piece. She found Emmy right at that nail. No time left on the clock, and she knocked that thing in for the win. So playing with a lot of confidence right now. One of the better guards that we got going.
Super exciting to see her have returned home after a very successful career playing for Portland University. As she misses the first one.
You'll be able to tell me why. She got some records there. I'm sure Mr. Lacey said she was holding it down over there.
Yeah, most D1 appearances by a Kiwi, male or female, in the Division 1
outstanding
sector. 158 games, 135 starts, and 1,600 career points.
I should know that. I apologize for not being able to rattle that off the top. Big salute.
Yeah, heck of a career for Emmy, and continuing that kind of effectiveness here in Tauranga. That's a hopeful sign for the Mainland Pouākai.
I like that for Bree Hall. Maya, she's come out and been aggressive, you know, just trying to find herself, you know, get comfortable with things. Still a little bit, but more opportunity this evening, so it's great to see her out here being aggressive.
Ball floats into Dale. It's going to go back to McGoldrick. Tipped away easily, though, by Hannah Hank.
Love
Here
that
come the
kicker
Whai. Yeah, that pace, Lindsay. It's just too good, and 2 for Hank.
And the little things are the big things. You know, it would have been easy there for McDowell White to hold on to that thing and be sticky, as we were talking about earlier, Maya, but she let that thing go, and it results in an easy layup for her group. You can see this pace is right where the Whai wants it to be right now.
The crowd is absolutely loving it, Lindsay. I can't put the cherry on that one. Can Emmy Shearer make it count? Great pass into Hank. She's eating it up tonight, Hannah Hank.
It's just great signs for the Whai in regards to the energy that they've come out with to start this game. With Coach Stojkovic right now, you want to... Hey, and that'll work. See, Miss Hall, she goes 1 for 3, and it's beautiful, beautiful stroke there that she's got.
Well, needed that, the Pouākai.
Great college career. South Carolina, you were saying?
Yeah, yep. I think she holds the most appearances for someone with a 4-year tenure at South Carolina. Jaeger putting on a show.
That's another outstanding one right there. The most appearances?
Yeah, tried and true Gamecock, Bree Hall. Of course, played in the WNBA as well with the Indiana Fever. Took out a resume.
Great cut.
The Tauranga Whai are playing some beautiful basketball to kick things off, Lindsay.
Yes, Snyder, I like that. A perimeter threat, but just not staying still. Just great cut from the perimeter. Great find from her teammate for the easiest of layups.
Hall kicks it over to Dale. Turnover again for the Pouākai. Pushing the pace of the Whai. Snyder, great finish. Kissing it off the glass, and it's an early timeout for Coach Alex Stojkovic.
And I like that timeout by Coach Stojkovic there. You can just see, you know, warning signs early from the Whai to come out, and they're just playing at their pace, downhill layups, crowds into it early. You know, just quiet them down, just get ourselves together defensively, come down and execute.
There is some serious noise going on here.
Yeah, I respect it. You know, if you're the Whai. I don't remember the last time I was in a game down there it being this loud. So that's exactly what you want if you're the home team.
Of course, Coach Alex Stojkovic coaching against his former side in his former gym.
I would say there'll be a few of the crowd in there that know Coach Stojkovic there too, which will probably be adding to the amount of jeering that you can hear going on right now.
I would say so. I would say so. Lindsay, just 5 points in 4.5 minutes. Sorry, 3.5 minutes for the Pouākai. The Whai have had a hot start, as they so have been for a good chunk of this season. Pouākai 1 from 6 from the 3 right now, possibly just settling a little bit.
A little bit, you know, a little bit of getting stuck on those first side actions again. I think we've seen even in the Rapid League, when they played at their pace and got the ball to that second and third side, they were a lot more effective at getting, you know, loosening the defense up and getting those catches inside for some easier finishes. So hopefully as the game loosens up, you know, similar to a boxing match, they might get some, you know, some easier looks coming down here to end this first.
Hopefully no punching, though. This
Definitely no punching.
Might be a little bit exciting. Crowd still going here in the Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre. Hall, Dale, Jaeger has it now. Loves an on-ball screen, does Jaeger. This is her bread and butter. Tough shot, Jaeger, and whistled for a foul. Somehow found something to work out of that situation.
Yeah, really, really good at playing downhill and an aggressive penetrator, like you said. Love how she got to 2 feet there and gave herself options to counter. Maybe got bailed out a little bit on that, but, you know, at this stage of the game, we'll take it. If we're the Pouākai, you know, get to the line, stop the clock, get some subs through.
Yeah,
Miss Whitaker.
Yep.
Great six woman to bring in, excuse me.
Absolutely. Talked to her pre-game, of course. Had some great things to say. Her card dream big. Emma Rogers in the mix as well now. The 17-year-old travelled down from Tauranga to join the Pouākai and is returning from injury as Jaeger makes her second from the Chemist Warehouse. Upset some fans.
Little 1-2-2 zone here from the Pouākai coming out of that free throw. Just give the Whai a different look.
Hannah Hank is just Such a tank, Lindsay. She just can't be stopped.
She is tough. You know, they play her a lot off that free throw line, off the high post, but they also get these high-lows here as well, and does a great job of playing off 2 feet. Really, really love the small sample package I've seen of her playing this season. She's been a great addition to this Whai group.
She's 24 years of age. Hannah Hank had a great collegiate career. Clemson University, has spent some time in NBL 1, and of course the Geelong United WNBL debut season. Spent some time over in Europe, in Germany.
What a beautiful way to see the world through the game of basketball. You know, it's amazing that putting that little orange ball through a hoop can bring you all the way down to Aotearoa, you know, to connect with people. And
absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing.
You'd think Tauranga is going to be high on her list of some of the most beautiful places she would have visited.
It's nicer than Eastern Europe.
I agree. Rogers in the game.
Good D.
This is some suffocating defense.
Great D by Snyder there.
And it's going to be 5 possessions.
Just a pest, and love the energy that she's bringing right now. You know, McGoldrick obviously is a handful down there, so doing a great job of keeping her chest in front.
Kidisomit, Cowling, lets it go and connects.
And that's when she's at her best, Cowling. You know, seen her early in their last game as well, coming out aggressive down south, and I loved it, you know. Kind of been playing a little bit more as a facilitator, but when she plays like that, she's very, very tough to stop. Looks smooth.
Yeah, averaging 8.5 points a game and 8 rebounds a game also.
Just love the pace that the Whai are playing with right now. What a great ball movement. Kirisomi on there. Her effort and energy will get them an extra position. Again, shows that offensive rebounding really has nothing to do with size. It's about energy, activity, alertness. Earns her group an extra possession, and Hannah Hank will get a blow here.
It's definitely got to be an intention for them early, is crashing the boards and generating extra possessions, given the lack of legs for the Pouākai.
For sure, and it looks like they jam when shots go up anyway, or you know, that's basically where they move forward, as opposed to the, you know, the traditional just running back on safety.
Pouākai, a chance to take a breather here. Whitaker gives it to Jaeger. Way too long for Jaeger. A couple of Pouākai crash the board, but to no avail.
Beautiful little flash by Whitaker there to get her guard a look.
Del White, so good out of the on ball.
It's the floor general, just controls the tempo.
Oh, good from Snyder.
Seen that there, she just took the air out of the game for a half beat, got into her wing on ball. You know, Snyder, one of the better shooters, raising up out the corner. Found her with no help for the easiest of threes to stretch this thing out to 11. Whai's tough. Whai are tough.
Just a great basketball team, the Whai. Lena Snyder shooting it at 41% from downtown.
Coach Stojkovic over there, like, man, built them too good.
Shouldn't have done that, damn it. 17-6, that's a pretty comfortable lead. The 5 just looks so good doing it all.
So there are a lot of comebacks I've seen in this league this year. A lot of comebacks in Tauihi competition.
You can't write anything off.
Right on time.
That's a great look from Mike Sal. You need more of that for your shooter.
Ooh, nice cut. Ooh.
Well defended by Morgan Jaeger on that
Great
one.
D. Nice O, but better D.
Mike Sal now just hit 1. Jaeger, Dale has had a tough season from beyond the arc, but makes it count.
Just like that, back-to-back threes to pull it within 5.
That's the modern game, Lindsay.
It is, and not really out of anything by her. You know what I mean? Kind of semi-broken plays, but the defense wasn't connected, so they punished them, and there's McDowell White just playing chess out there, just took another pawn off the board, just slowly picking them apart off that pick and roll game.
Oh, Jaeger, so pretty.
She's tough playing downhill to that right hand. Great finish. High off the glass with a little bit of English.
Back to 5.
See some bodies ready to sub in here. A little bit of fatigue.
Too long for Kirisomi. A chance to tighten this gap once more for the Pouākai.
kind of playing at their pace now here, these last couple of minutes, Pouākai.
Should be Pouākai will keep that one. Tipped by Macandro. Hall will get back in the mix.
Little heat check there for Jaeger. She'll get a quick blow. Bree Hall checking back in. Cowling will also take a blow. Snyder and McDowell White. So get this bench through, get them some minutes here early in the first.
It's a deep bench that the Tauranga 5 possess. Taylor Dalton in the game for the first time. Mike Sal too long.
Be ready to see some energy.
Heck yeah. Whitaker tries one from deep. Great box out and board from Hannah Hank, and just a classy play.
Yeah, that's not utilized enough, huh? The old off the leg.
Come on now. That's a classic.
Old school, I like it. Straight away, Taylor just, even on a dead ball and they're against the zone, I love how she's pushing it up.
Candro just way off on that one.
Great kick ahead.
Yeah, love that pace. And that's someone who's going to bring energy right back, is McKenna Dale.
For sure, and great kick ahead. She could see that she had Taylor on her, the small guard, and Dale just got to do 2 feet there for the easiest to finish to cut it to the one possession game. Great find.
McKenna Dale, as we head into this timeout called by the Whai, 31 minutes a game. Let's take a look at that. On the GJ Gardner Holmes replay, 12 points, 4.5 assists, 7 rebounds, and shooting it at 40% from the field. Just so effective.
Yeah, been doing it all over the court and been doing it for a long time, you know. Just been slowly picking them apart out there, chipping away, and just like that, one possession game. Less than 2 minutes left in the first.
Got out to double digits, and the Whai were looking pretty good, but you're right, just chipping away, a couple of threes, and then just some solid plays. Things have worked out for the Pouākai.
You kind of, I mean, again, knocked down those 2 threes, which was massive, but then came down and also got to executing and got a few stops as well. So great couple minutes for the Pouākai.
Crowd still getting it into it here. Tauranga always putting it on. Of course, the Tauranga Whai are the #1 team in the league right now and the defending champions. So plenty for the fans to be excited about.
And for the Whai, just weathering the storm a little bit. You know, they've got their bench out here as well and bridge the gap a little bit. So little 1-2-2 action again out of this timeout. Seemed to be effective for the Pouākai. A little bit under woman.
Shearer did a great job at getting baseline. Bodies are all over it. Who comes up with possession there? We'll stay with the fight. Love the energy though.
And there was a quick blow for McDowell White and Snyder there. They were in and out in this 3-point ball game. Coach Bennett's seen enough. Oh, she's wide open.
Amy Shearer. Must be a door open or something in the gym.
Yeah, that's the most wide open she's been all year. She's used to having a hand up.
Yeah. Doesn't know what it's like when she's not hitting a game winner. Rogers, point guard duties with Jaeger on the bench. Oh, someone cleaned up the slippery mess there. Rogers gets it back from Whitaker. Thought about it. Lindsay, I thought she might have pulled that one.
Yeah, it looked like she did, you know, kind of second-guessed herself a half beat. And if I'm right, Ma, you said she's just come back from injury, you know what I mean? So not uncommon, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit just to find your feet and get used to the speed of the game again. And I'm sure next time that she's out there, she'll be like, I'm going to let that one go. Coach just subbed me out. You know what? I'm going to shoot that one next time.
She's going to be shooting on the first side action after that.
That was almost my thinking after not shooting it and getting subbed. I'm going to shoot the next one, please believe it.
Well, it's a welcome stop for the Pouākai, but just like that, they turned it over. Great pass from Hank and finish from Snyder.
There's a little bit of a sloppy one there if you're Pouākai. Just need to tighten up there. Too easy.
Jaeger.
Fine. Love the way that Jaeger keeps probing and putting pressure downhill. Always tough if you're a guard defensively to go up against. Somebody that's constantly putting pressure on the paint, you know, as opposed to somebody that's passive. I always used to find that a lot harder to deal with. Great find.
And that was nice from the two bigs, really, on the Tauranga Whai.
Previous to that, they'd cut it to 3 and just a sloppy little turnover. Those are the ones that you really don't want to give up at those junctions of the game.
Well, they're averaging 15 a game, the most in the league.
Can easily take those ones away too, Maya. You know what I mean? Like that's an easy one right there.
Well,
and that's a live ball turnover as well, which obviously means that it didn't get turned over and stopped play. It resulted in the other team having the chance to score off live position.
How about that from Isa McGoldrick?
Stuff looked like Jokic down there. Did the rock away from the post.
Definitely needed that. And it's too easy of a drive for McDowell White.
I don't mind that. That's a 2-for-1. You know, they'll get another shot at it if they want at the 5. So I'll take that if I'm the 5.
McGoldrick, hot hand, into the hands of Hank, who was absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, right idea, just failed on that execution. Whai will have the chance to take the last position here. Duck in from Hank.
Snyder
Can't leave
on
her.
the buzzer. Oh, can't leave her open most of the time, Lindsay. And
She was too wide open too, huh?
these 5 girls need a hand in their face to make it count. And they end the quarter with a slim lead over the Mainland Pouākai, 21-18. Plenty of basketball still to come here on Sky Sport. Stick around.
All right, I need your help for this one. I need you all. Let's welcome the Northern Group with the T-shirt cannon. So everyone put your hands up on your toes. Where's the T-shirt cannon?
Welcome back here, Whānau. Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre here in Tauranga, hosting your Sunday evening hoops. And how about that to top things off for a wonderful weekend? 20% off any large sales pizza. Scan that QR code or use Swish 2025. Valid until this Wednesday, so get amongst. So back into the action here in Tauranga. The Whai with a slim 3-point lead after the first quarter. Dale can tie things up with the make.
Just another contested 3, but just a half beat off and punishes the defense there. Start things off.
Cowling answers with one right back though.
And it is 20-25. We are 30 seconds into the quarter and we've made 2 threes. And there's a third one
Make
for
it
you.
3. Oh,
Ooh.
calmed down the excitement a bit. McDowell White did well to keep that in bounds. Let's see if we can actually get into the paint here. Thought she was going to shoot that.
Let's see if the basketball gets near the paint. There we go.
There it is. Who
Hey,
else?
inside, outside.
Dalton against Jaeger. Jaeger did well. Stripped her lunch money. Mike Sell. Dale had the hot hand.
Oh, good.
Just some hands in the passing
Yeah,
lanes
great
with
hands.
the Whai. They
It
do
was
a
a great
good
find,
job.
but great hands.
Nice pass, but Hank couldn't get a
Great
hold of it.
hustle. I love the way Hannah Hank rim runs. She doesn't get her hands on the ball, or even if she doesn't, she gives that thing up. She just sprints straight down the middle of the court. You can see there putting pressure on the defense, just compressing that defense.
She is absolutely everywhere, Hannah Hank. League's leading scorer at just 24 years of age. Rogers Little ghost out there for Mike Sal. Gives it to Dale. Running out of time to Pouākai.
Short clock here, 3 on the clock.
Roger's going to have to let it go. It's just too late, and a great defensive position by the Whai.
Great defense by the Whai. Way to stay disciplined and connected. They stayed down on the contest.
Three-point lead for the defending champions. Great pressure here for the Pouākai. Hank steps through. Well defended by the Pouākai. Back the other way they go. Dale. Another turnover. The Achilles heel at the moment for the visitors.
Just a half beat too deep. Dale, great rebound. Another turnover though, unfortunately.
Up to 10 turnovers already, Lindsay.
Yeah, when you're undermanned on the road, you know, probably the time to just tighten up a little bit. Well, definitely the time to tighten up a little bit with our offensive execution, even if we've got to take the air out of the ball.
Hank launches it, no
There we
good.
go. I'm just going to execute this time and get a good look.
Lager steering the
this.
ship.
Slow down a half beat, breathe.
Lager so shifty, so crafty. Dale, she's hit 2 already. That's way off on that one. Rogers couldn't quite do enough.
You can see Jaeger's really effective when she plays aggressively off those on balls and stretches them a little bit more. You know, way less, not as effective, I guess, when you're just kind of dying at the attack point right there of the screen. So love when she gets downhill and stretches that defense out.
She's had 2 really good drives on both sides,
Great
Lindsay.
drives, you're right. And they stay in this zone right now. They're quite happy to let the Whai kind of fire away from the perimeter and hold them at bay.
Dale has the heat check of a 3. Gets her own board.
Already got 9, Dale, and a whole lot of boards. Great energy.
Lager waits for the screen. Issues away Mike Sal.
Oh, she's got her up the corner.
That's just where she thrives.
It's a nice looking pull-up, just rimmed out. She got to her spot, though.
I know Alex Storkyfish doesn't like mid-range shots, but that's pretty good. Candro stays with it. Back to the left, nice finish.
Beautiful step through. Finish there with the left hand, offhand. Stretches thing out to 5 points.
Hager again.
Bree Hall and Whitaker ready to check in here for the Pouākai. Couple fresh bodies.
Definitely need some new legs here, the Pouākai. McGoldrick goes downhill. Great finish, McGoldrick.
Beautiful. Thought she had the one more, but backed herself there and had the little step through. Beautiful finish.
Just keeping Pouākai hanging around. Trailing by 3. 6 minutes to go in this one. This is a dangerous sign. Hannah Hank in a high post catch. Kisome can't get the little floater to go. Gets her own O-board though.
This is too easy after the Pouākai, you know. Pretty good D, but you got to take care of them O-boards. And say almost halfway through the quarter here, and neither team's yet to foul. So here we go, right on cue. Could probably just get a little bit more aggressive defensively right now.
Especially for the likes of Ezra McGoldrick. If she can get Hannah Hank in some trouble, it'll make their life a little bit easier. That's just her first Hannah Hank, unfortunately.
Yeah, and for sure, if we're at the other end, you know, and Kitasome gets deep and she gets her hand on those O-boards under the hoop right now on those easy ones, we might have to give up a foul, you know, early in this quarter, so we're not giving up anything too easy.
12 points a game for the current Tauihi captain, Ezra McGoldrick. 6 rebounds. Shooting it at 50% from the field and 40% from three-point line.
Just solid all over the stat sheet.
Makes both from the Chemist Warehouse as well. She shoots it at 68% from that area.
Yeah, McGoldrick and Dale been a problem for teams. Everyone they roll out there.
Every season as well.
Every season, yeah.
Can just do it all,
Consistent.
really. 2 integral parts of the Tauihi's side, of course. Hank finds Lacandro. Lacandro likes it from deep. Pouākai scramble to keep it in bounds, and yes, they do. Here comes the young gun, Emma Rogers.
It was a great fight there by Whitaker to get her hand on that tip out.
Pouākai do out of pressure.
Great run by Kirisome.
Oh, how about that? On an island, Kirisome.
Exactly what you want from your bench. I'm sorry, Maya, just come and, you know, be alert, energy, communicate, and a couple easy baskets there for Kirisome, rewarded for coming in ready.
Great defense there by Lacandro. Another turnover for the Pouākai. They are starting to build, and I think without a doubt, Alex Stojkovic just needs to calm his team down and give them some adjustments.
Yeah, great timeout by Coach Stojkovic, you know, with good intent. Maya, I think 2 or 3 times Pouākai have got half beat too deep on their penetration, you know. Whai got their hands on the basketball and it's resulted in turnovers, live ball turnovers, you know, that have the Whai have been able to play downhill and get some layups or get to the free throw line. So just simple, just getting back to your fundamentals and executing and trusting in your group, and they've been pretty solid with that early on, so just getting back to those fundamentals. I mean, how many turnovers they got right now, you said?
I think we're up to nearly 12 it could be. Yeah,
I mean, you
12.
cut that in half and, you know, they've potentially got the lead by 5 right now. So if I'm the Pouākai, that's a positive. You know, that's something that we can really fix. And it's not like the Whai are really applying crazy pressure up the court right now. A lot of these turnovers are on us, so that's a positive.
Make sure you scan that QR code for your chance to win Waitomo Mula. You can scan the QR code and spin the wheel and see what you land on. Wanting free fuel, I could really do with that.
Man, did anyone win that lotto?
Oh, I think
I didn't
3
see
people.
that. 3 people? Damn, I hope I'm one of them 3.
Yeah, I haven't looked at my
Someone about
ticket
to check
just yet.
mine when we get home. I could do with a third of 50, whatever.
55 mil, come on. I've got to check my lotto
I'd
ticket.
still be here for sure if I won, you know. Stick to my responsibilities.
Don't forget your roots.
Love this game.
Chance for Whai to extend on this lead. They've had a bit of a mini run, which led to that Pouākai timeout.
Some great bench minutes from the Whai. Some great contributions from their bench.
Great defense, Whitaker. Surprised that's going to be Whai possession. I think Charlotte Whitaker's a bit surprised. Here's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
I'm not going to lie, I even think the bro that caught it was surprised.
Yeah.
He hit him with the low point. The
He's
low. Like, I hope no one catches this. But
well, you've just been talked about on commentary.
sorry to
young
do you
man.
like that,
Sorry.
my boy. I do that a lot at training practice. Coach reffing. Your ball.
Well, there's the makeup
There you
right there. Pouākai earn it right back.
Much respect to anybody that picks up a whistle. You know, we can't do it without you also. All jokes aside, much respect.
Hardest job in the game.
Absolutely.
Rogers, the young gun at point guard now. Excel. Rogers. Back to Rogers from Whitaker.
Great movement by Whitaker there, the big.
They are so active in these passing
They are.
lanes.
Great hands. You know, if we're turnovers, Maya, we've been talking about, but there's been a lot of deflections as well, so got to love the way that these 5 guards are getting up and being disruptive. You know, Kirisome, even when Taylor Dalton comes in, and that's your bench.
And leaving them with 6 seconds as well. They're going to have to fire something away here. It's going to be Rogers, and way too short. Chance here again for Whai to impose their will just a little bit more. Lacandro and Rogers get into it.
Yeah, Lacandro just seen that she had the little mismatch there, and love it though by Rogers. You know, that's what we teach our guards, that you gotta fight for that spot, and if you are gonna give it up, you know, we'll give up one there. So only their 2nd foul of the quarter, I believe.
Yeah, what else can you do in that situation? Most importantly, just didn't give away another 2 points.
Great D there by Hall, just locking up in the corner.
Great skip to the corner.
Great skip.
Lacandro. Oh, who other than Taylor Dalton? As they tip it away, it's going to end with Dale. It's a foot race, and Dale wins.
Another rebound for Dale and another bucket.
Now her 5th rebound of the game.
Take her up to double digits.
10 points, 5 rebounds. You're right for Dale.
Okay, Energizer Bunny out there.
Kendra makes the adjustment from deep.
She can definitely do that, Maya. We've seen her in the Rapid League stretch that defense a couple of times with her ability to shoot from the perimeter.
5 points now for Lacandro. Rogers has probably done that quite a few times in her career here in Tauranga.
Foul number 8. Subs on.
That foul's going to go against Lacandro. So Rogers gets it right back, and in fact, that's exactly how she fractured her wrist. But
Okay.
she's back to doing the same things, back to her regular operations.
Respect that, love that, you know what I mean? That's a big part of coming back from injury, is kind of working through that fear of falling again and making those mistakes. And obviously a local product, so ain't nothing quite like coming back home and having some home cooking, sleep in your own bed, play in front of your people. So welcome back.
This is Bo from the Chemist Warehouse.
Another rebound for Hank again. straight in there. Let's stay in this. Let's stay matched up out of this. So I think there were a little bit of confusion there. Half of them were in zone, half of them were in man, and results in a 3 for Cowling.
Cowling makes him pay. She's 3 from 5.
I think they were supposed to be in the zone out of that free throw, but sometimes off the miss, teams get confused and they just match up.
Mike Sell.
It's that 3-point shot that they love again, Maya, that you're saying they get a lot up off. Oh, Snyder with a little tweak.
And that's the 19th 3-point attempt for the Pouākai. They've only made 4.
She's still in the backcourt here. Snyder, I think, had a little tweak on her ankle. Hopefully she's all good. We get a stop and play here soon.
Yeah, there she is limping. Should get a stoppage relatively soon after this possession is completed.
Probably use their player timeout if they needed to.
They're not going to call it.
With a lead?
Yeah, there you go. It's a bit of a grey area, that call. Whenever you stop the possession. I don't really know.
That was just a scream for them to stop it. I've pulled that one a couple times. Stop the game.
I'm sure.
Hoping that someone just blows their whistle. We'll figure it out later. Oh, hopefully she's all good though.
Yeah, it looks a bit sore there.
Great player, you know. Injuries obviously part of the game, but yeah, hopefully she can get through here to the second half. The big part of this FI group.
Yeah, unsure of whether or not we're going to see her for the remainder of this game. Big loss for the FI.
Obviously with Fogg and Whittle missing, you know, Pouākai already missing some really integral pieces to their group this evening and doing a great job of hanging tough here in this game, first half. Great cut.
Great find from Jaeger. Dale now on Cowling. Dale having herself a game.
Just attacking that closeout and obviously showing the ability to shoot from the perimeter, but just straight blow by for the straight line right-hand layup.
Hank and Dalton now, 2-woman game. Yeah, all alone, Dalton.
It's great by the big there. The guard went under and Hannah Hank just sealed her so that Taylor could have that wide open 3-point look.
How good's that from Jaeger? Dalton looks shocked. But that's the aggression you were talking about, Lindsay. Just her downhill.
Great. And, you know, again, she showed the ability to go to her left there, which is great. Tough call on Taylor, you know. I thought she did enough to... Tough call, bang call, but great job from the offense there, you know, to close the gap on that contact and get to the free throw line.
Morgan Jaeger, 27 years of age, out of Adelaide. To Oregon University. Bit of NBL, WNBL and NBL 1 experience across her career. Makes a second from the Kim's Warehouse. That's back to a 6-point game. The Pouākai just hanging around. Dalton into Hannah Hank. She's a problem tonight. But off the backboard it goes. Here comes Dale.
You love the way Hank and even Whitaker for the Pouākai are doing a great job as bigs of being pressure releases right there. And you see Mike Sell again getting deep. Nice little push shot. Cut this thing to a 4-point game.
Like that versatility from Mike Sell, adding points in other ways.
Great find.
Dalton can't make it count though. That's another stop for the Pouākai. Another position goes big in.
McDowell White just makes the right play, you know, seeing chest in front of her, corner wide open. They'll get the last shot here of the quarter if they want it, Pouākai.
Dalton making Jaeger's life difficult. Jaeger will want to go one-on-one, and there's that BNZ player timeout that we were waiting for. What are you going to here if you're the Pouākai?
So let's get something for Dale, you know, maybe a little elevator action for her to come off that, get a little three-point look, and she doesn't have anything off that play downhill. She's been looking really good right now, but obviously a lot of threats out there on the court for them with their guards as well. What you got for me, Maya?
No, you're the expert. That's your job. My job is to tell you that you can scan that QR code and win your ticket to the big game. Only a few rounds to go. So get amongst. Let's see what they go for here. Lindsay, are you right?
Oh, they did the reverse.
Oh,
Okay.
they gave us the fake elevator.
I like it.
Got my hopes up.
I like that.
Well, here you go. It's created some space for Jaeger, who's drawn another foul on Dalton.
You know what, the other thing I have to say, again, not to compare them, but to the male space, to this space, do a much better job of playing off 2 feet, right? That is a great, like, got to 2 feet, give yourself the ability to counter, you know what I mean? Be strong, play through contact. That's, really love watching that as well.
Women's basketball just that much better.
We can all learn, you know what I mean? Constantly learn from all different avenues, but yeah, definitely the playing off 2 feet and staying down is something that they do in the Tauihi League a lot better than even in the Sal's League. Absolutely, a lot better.
Just those textbook things that are important. Unfortunately here, Hannah Hank just did well to sell that contact from
She
McGoldrick. Unfortunate for McGoldrick having to head off now. That's just her second, but they're taking her off. Don't want to risk her getting
Tough
a third.
call, yeah, I don't know if she's getting that called when she's playing against Australia in FIBA.
Oh, absolutely not. You had to get an elbow to the throat to get that call. Of course, another BNZ player timeout. Make sure you scan that QR code. Like I said, only a few rounds left to get amongst, so scan it, bring your team along. Final position here for the Whai.
See here, maybe get a little bit of Hannah Hang action off the high post.
Dow White
Nice.
finds the curling
She's got the switch here.
Cowling's got a hot hand tonight.
Oh,
Hank won't get her infamous rebound. And after a first half of action here in Tauranga, it's been an exciting one, but the Tauranga Whai are going to sneak away to half-time with a 36-32 lead. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with some Chemist Warehouse stats.
one which I'm sure you know. Valerie, over to you, Sophie.
With Snyder, a bit of a question mark heading into that second half. Just tweaked her ankle at the tail end of that quarter.
You had to get pulled late in the second, you know, and doing a great job offensively scoring and rebounding, but we'll see how she pulls up, you know, heading out in the second half. Great job from the Whai and sharing the basketball there. You can see a whole lot of assists in the first half. Little sprinkling of blocks in there.
Ooh.
Damn. Hannah Hank took all the steals of everybody.
Give me that ball.
5 steals. Yeah, wow.
And that's an impressive stat line at halftime. This is an impressive show of vocals. How about that for a halftime spectacle here in Tauranga? Tauranga Whai lead 36-32. I know you don't want to say goodbye. I know we want to keep listening to this. We've got 20 minutes of basketball still to come here on Sky Sport. Will it be the Tauranga Whai that hold on to this lead, or will the Pouākai make a surge? We'll see very shortly.
It is now time to give away a few more things. Who wants to win some stuff? Who wants to win some stuff? Okay. Over here, you want to win some stuff? All right. This is how the game works, and it is all thanks to Chemist Warehouse right here. We've got a whole lot of goodie bags to give some people, and we want to give them to you. But we're going to give them to the people that start a Conga line.
No mai hoki mai whānau. Welcome back to the second half of action here in the Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre. We went from Amy Winehouse to some chaotic action from the young lads and here in Tauranga, but the environment is so good. What else is so good is the good health mix and pick polls. Scan the QR code and have your say. The Whai have been the favourites all along. Let's get some more in there. Let's get some Pouākai fans voting. Maya Williamson joined by Lindsay Tate. Lindsay, a great first half of action here.
Yeah, it was a fun first half, you know, 2-position ball game coming into the second half, and we're speaking about it a little bit off air. You know, it'll be interesting to see if Snyder comes out here in the second half, took a little bit of a tweak and big part of this Whai group, and can't really see the bench there, but be interesting to see if she's able to come out and participate in the second half or not.
Well, it's a bit of a must-win. Not a must-win for the Pouākai, but they would prefer it. Take a look at this upcoming fixtures. The Pouākai currently sitting in 4th. A win here will bump them back up to 3rd. If not, they play the Hoiho on Thursday, who smacked them by 50 last time around. The Whai are just going to look to stay on top. It's going to be that Queen's game on Sunday that determines it. Everyone is going to be playing like they need to win every game from here. Lindsay.
You know, yeah, like you said, I think any of these 4 teams, obviously, it's going to be tough for the Kahu right now, but these other 4 teams, obviously, very competitive, and it'll be hard on the day if they're healthy, home or away, to pick any of them. What happened in that game when they went down by 50? Did you see that?
I was there on my birthday.
Okay.
And they just...
It was just one of them games?
Just nothing could go right.
Bet. You have those, you know what I mean? Every
Yeah.
now you definitely have those.
Definitely have those, yeah. Hoiho, everything went right.
That
Pouākai,
South
everything
Island
went
clash.
wrong. Yeah. And freezing old Dunedin. Thought I might get a better birthday gift than that from Mum, but that's all right. Not about me.
I'm not going to lie. Canterbury been beating up on everybody for a long time, so it's about time they took one. You
Bit
know
of
what I mean?
payback.
Yeah.
Underway in the second half here, whānau. Whai have a slim 4-point lead.
See, Pouākai have got Bree Hall here matched up on McDowell White. A little bit of length.
McDowell White can't connect with that mid-range. Bree Hall, notoriously a good one-on-one defender. He's a bit of a go-to lockdown defender at South Carolina. Brings that same energy here in Aotearoa. Look at that physicality off the ball, yeah. Jaeger in her bread and butter. Can't finish against Hank. Who else other than McKenna Dale that gives them another possession?
It's been outstanding. His first 21 minutes, McKenna Dale all over the place, keeping her group in the fight.
Almost running out of time, the Pouākai, and Izzy McGoldrick is just too late to release it.
Great set there if you're the Whai. That's their second 24-second shot clock violation that they've forced Pouākai into this evening, which is not easy to do. So obviously showing why they're the top defense in the competition right now. Great cut there by Amy Shearer.
It's just great basketball all around for the Whai. Not finished though. It's been a tough day from beyond the arc for them.
Bree Hall, great. Oh.
Just can't get the finish. That's a great move though.
Yeah, great move, and right back at you. Cowling will get the easiest of finishes down the end to tick over the scoreboard for her. Unfortunate at the other end for Bree Hall. Could have cut that thing to 4.
See if they can open their second half bank account. Shearer in the passing lanes. The Whai have done a heck of a job at that.
Just another turnover coming back to haunt Pouākai right now. Here's Hannah Hank being really effective playing out of this middle oddball with McDowell White.
Pouākai, honestly, are pretty fortunate with the way that the Whai are shooting right now.
Yeah, and you know, if you're the Whai, maybe time to start getting that ball inside a little bit. Things are drying up a little bit from the perimeter. Often in the youth space, kind of find myself talking to them about balance. You know, the game has changed. The 3-point shot is definitely something that, you know, that we seek and that we're after. But, you know, for me, if we've missed 3, 4, 5 of them in a row, Maya, it might be time to you know, look at something different and play downhill and get the ball inside and shrink the defense before we get back on the perimeter.
Yeah, exactly right. They're 5 of 22. They're just sitting above 20% at the moment. You know,
and it's just a confidence thing, you know, Maya. You know,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of coaches or teams that don't really want to take, you know, anything outside of free throws, layups and threes. But, you know, ultimately, if you're not hitting from the perimeter and you're continuing to not hit, it can play on players' minds, no matter how seasoned, how professional they are. So just finding that balance, it's a confidence thing.
definitely have the facilities to do so, as we're seeing now. Shearer. Kirasome tried for the putback. Gets the possession though.
See, they were in that zone off that free throw, kind of scrambled back into a man matchup.
It's going to be 3 seconds of the key for Hannah Hank. A great catch from our referees and a great stop for the Pouākai.
It was tough for Hannah Hank. You know, there was an offensive board there, so offensively it kind of messes up your internal shot clock a little bit, you know, of what's going on, and she just got caught in the paint there a little bit too long. That 3-second violation.
Dale gives it to Whitaker and gets it right back.
Whitaker's been great playing off that kind of high post as a facilitator, screener, passer. Little short rolls.
Kirasome got some hands to that. That's been a tale of today. Just everyone in passing lanes for the Whai. 3 seconds now. Okay, not a lot of wiggle room to work with here.
Great defensive energy by Kirasome. You know, that's trickled over from the Rapid League. Just been a pest all over the court this evening.
It's going to be a foul off the ball, and just like that, the shot clock will go back to 14. It's a welcome sign for the Pouākai.
I think that might have been her third, Emmy Shearer there, early here in the third, so just have a quick blow.
Ball goes into Dale. Can't find Mike Sal on the exit screen, and can't find Whitaker either. Another turnover for the Pouākai. They are stacking up 14 on the game already. Cowling skips it over to McDowell White. She's trusty from beyond the arc. And even she can't find the bottom of the net.
It's Taylor Dalton again, just being a nuisance, moving forward, and doesn't get, well, it won't show up on no stat sheet, but it'll sure show up in them getting another position, which is gold for the Whai, and that's why she continues to buy herself more minutes with this group.
Dale White. Hank.
Ooh.
Oh, great from Hannah Hank. Good to see her getting a bit more action.
Man, great defense, but better offense. Just got to 2 feet and countered with that spin move. Beautiful left-hand finish by Hank.
Jaeger just decides to let it go and rattles it home.
They left her at the free throw line, wide open.
Back to 4, Lindsay.
Just trading punches here. You're the Pouākai, you love it, just hanging tough, undermanned, doing a great job of hanging around against the defending champs at home.
Great possession from the Whai, topped off by Hannah Hank.
It's beautiful basketball there.
Ball goes into Dale, can't keep it alive. 15 turnovers for the visitors.
And those are the ones, Maya, where I'd love to see them just take the air out of the ball and execute. You know, it's not a definitive fast break. So, you know, we're in semi-trans or we're in a walk-up. Let's just let it breathe and execute.
Love that Dale is running, but you're exactly right. You just don't need to force those ones.
We've got the young point guard here, Rogers, here to, you know, steer the ship.
Pass to Dale, has time to launch. Ooh. Sinks it, McKenna Dale in the face of McDowell White.
And that's a big hit, you know. She's got the little guard on her and she could have ripped and taken her to the ring, but they don't close that airspace and she punishes them. She's been outstanding this evening.
17 points already, 7 rebounds to go alongside that.
And just aesthetically been all over the court, defensively, energy-wise. You can see her huddling here and communicating. Yeah, really impressed.
Just the first foul of the game there for Charlotte Whitaker, who's done well to keep herself out of trouble. Of course, McKenna Dale spent the last couple of seasons up here in Tauranga. Followed coach Alex Stojkovic, who you see on your screen there. Just having some healthy communication with Ryan Jones.
Yeah, and a lot of respect for Coach Stojkovic, you know, just Love what he's about and love talking the game with him whenever we get the opportunity on the sidelines. You know, he's always got a different kind of perspective. You know, he's not in the box, and I love that. You know, someone that you can bounce things off and pick his brain. And awesome to see him over here for so long, giving his knowledge to different parts of Aotearoa.
Yep, very smart man, Alex Stojkovic. Loves the game. He's done a great job
Nice
with the
play.
Pouākai. Some had nowhere to
Great
go.
cut.
Hank keeps it in bounce. Kitasome, no good.
Little short clock there. Good to get one up quick.
It's getting exciting here. Jaeger could tie it up. Doesn't quite do that.
Another first side three. Halfway through the third here. One position game.
20-25. Del White got every part of the rim before that one went down.
It just feels like she can get down there to that nail or just below into that smile whenever she wants for that little pull-up, McDowell White.
Just her 4th point of the game, Lindsay, as Bree Hall connects from downtown. Pouākai slightly heading it up.
Great offense there by Pouākai. Beat the defense.
That's a massive foul. It's going to be either on Jaeger or Whitaker. Our Barakat officials just going to have a bit of a corridor about this one.
I don't think there was any malice in that. You know, it was a little bit of an awkward kind of, a very tough, awkward fall, but yeah, definitely no malice in it from what I could see.
And there's that GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. I believe our Barakat officials just having a chat about what the potential call might be. Didn't quite get the angle to see who that was on. We'll see in just a second.
Whitaker and Rogers will sit back down here, Meyer, and we'll get the starters back in for the Pouākai. Finish this third quarter.
That one went on Charlotte Whitaker, so that's 2 personals for her.
It's a tough call. I thought the guard had a little bit more,
Yeah, I
a
think
little bit
Jaeger-
more contact there, but you know, Whitaker's going to sit down and Jaeger needs to be out there, so she'll willingly take that one for the team.
I mean, you've got to be pretty happy if you're Whitaker playing against a very physical Hannah Hank to only be on 2 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. She's tough, very active, and some really good defense out there, but some better offense at times as well.
Leads only at 3. It's been within touching distance for the entirety of this one.
Nice play.
LaCandro. Excellent defense at the post against McGoldrick.
Yeah, great defense, but beautiful little play there. You know, they got that thing right where they wanted to for a beautiful look and the smile. So love that if you're the Pouākai, you know. Keep going to that.
Just getting hands to everything tonight, other fight. McGoldrick gets it into Dale.
17-7 right now.
Another block, LaCandro. Into McKenna Dale it goes. Textbook defense.
Great patience and length there, and just got the deflection. And unfortunately for Dale, as she sprawled to the ground, it bounced off her, so Whai will get the position. Great timing.
That's where those 2-foot finishes will come in handy there, Lindsay.
You're right, you're right.
4 minutes to go in this quarter. This quarter really flying by.
1-2-2 zone here again from Pouākai, just kind of bogging the Whai down on these walk-ups, keeping them on the perimeter. It's been effective for Coach Stojkovic.
Ball's moving nicely for the Whai. Candro.
Great defensive set here. Great
McDowell White.
defensive set there for the Pouākai.
For sure, McDowell White had no option then to throw that one up.
Again, if you're going off, the ball didn't go anywhere near the paint for 24 seconds, which is exactly what you're hoping for if you're playing in one of these zones. Nice take.
Nice from Bree Hall, an easy 2, brings it back to 1.
You could see there LaCandro with 2 blocks, just had to drag her out on the perimeter there, Bree Hall, and use her foot speed. Cut this thing to 1.
McDowell White.
Great cut. Kitasome.
Pouākai across everything right now. It's a turnover. And Mainland Pouākai could take a lead with a successful possession here.
And Taylor Dalton checking out here. Just quite a small lineup that the Whai had on there. Very guard heavy, so see if they brought some size back in here to finish this quarter.
And of course, tonight, Lindsay, looked like Lena Snyder had a bit of a tweak to the ankle.
Aye, you're right. Yes. Oh, and unfortunately, we've got another little tweak here.
I mean, you want to be excited because Jaeger took the lead as Kitasome takes it right back, but it doesn't look good for Morgan Jaeger. Looks like she might just need a second to compose herself a little bit. Be very unfortunate for the Pouākai if another woman goes down.
Look like a little bit of cramp action,
Yeah.
maybe, hopefully. I mean, yeah, in a good way, I'm saying. Hopefully it's just a cramp and nothing serious.
Well, it didn't look like anything
That looked like a
happened.
cramp.
Yeah.
Taken from my old man that catches a few of them. That definitely looked like the go to sit up and
Lindsay's been there before.
someone get her a banana and a Powerade.
Right now. Well, she looks like she just shrugged that one off. Jaeger, and thankfully for the Pouākai as well. They do not want to lose another player.
Absolutely. And not of that stature, already at 10-4 right now with a couple of assists on the board and steering the ship. So just need you 13 more minutes.
Leads back at 1 with that Kurasome layup.
If I stay here in a matchup, man, just switching a lot on the perimeter.
How about that from Goldrick? Just sticks to it, and they go out in front again, the Pouākai.
You would have seen that before from her, just sticking with the play and gets rewarded.
Candro by herself. Big board, McKenna Dale. That's her 8th of the game.
And it's kind of tit for tat here. You can see that just as the Pouākai have started pumping that ball inside and getting effective playing in the paint, the Whai have gone to the perimeter. And right on cue, just McDowell or White will get their first paint score in a very long time for the Whai to give them the lead.
Just over everything, Lindsay. They don't just get a tip and give up. They really stick to it. Goldrick. This is the bunny.
Everything but there from Goldrick. And she finished probably a tougher one early in the game at the other end of the court, so she's definitely got that in her bag.
Yeah, it's a great look at Human Goldrick, getting her downhill at the rim. She's got 6 points. Be good to see her get a bit more usage. Only 4 shots today. And that marked the Pouākai's 17th turnover, that steal from McDowell White.
And another pretty clean quarter defensively, only 5 fouls total for the entire third quarter here, and probably has a little bit to do with the amount of zone being played down this end as well.
Another missed 3 for the Whai. Hank usually automatic from that spot.
And again, just no real pressure that they're putting on the paint right now, which if I'm the Pouākai, I'm loving that.
Threading the needle, Jaeger out to the shooter, Mike Sell. Mike Sell connects.
A beautiful looking stroke from Mike Sell, just fought for her feet, got her feet set and signed her shot, just knocked that thing down to give them the 2-point lead here. 1:20 left in the third.
Goes 2 for 5 with that make, Mike
Great
Sell.
D
Bree
by
Hall.
Hall, another sloppy little turnover there, to be honest.
How about that for the mini run for the Pouākai? Tane Bennett forced into a timeout.
That's big, you know, and they get one back there, Pouākai. I think in the second quarter, I kind of got on them a little bit for a sloppy turnover to end the quarter, and right back at them, they get that one back, and the Whai will be the ones talking about it here. And great little 2-minute stretch for the Pouākai to stretch this thing out right here to 3, headed into the fourth.
Just missing a bit of that, the Pouākai, I thought, as we said that Waitomo Mula QR code, scan it, spin the wheel, get amongst. But the Whai, they're across everything like we've spoken about. They've got hands on everything. They're in passing lanes. It's good to see Pouākai return a little bit of that.
Absolutely, and you know, through, you know, obviously 2 of their main culprits being unavailable, just taking a quick look at the score sheet here, you've got 2 players on 8, 2 players on 10, then your leading scorer Dale on 17 points. They've definitely kind of found their rhythm and their balance right now as a group. So yeah, really great effort for them for the first 3 quarters here.
They have trailed most of this one, Mainland Pouākai. Great to see them fighting back.
Doing a great job defensively, you know, keeping the Whai to only 32% shooting overall, you know, which is pretty impressive. And 17% from the three, you know, not to 5 for 28. That's kind of what we were speaking about a little bit earlier, Maya. For me, that's probably a little bit too many for my liking, especially here in the second half. It's probably time for us to start tapping that ball on our forehead, getting feet in the paint and putting some pressure on the referees and the defense, get it into this fourth.
Especially 28, given there's only 5 makes to go alongside that, right?
Yeah, and neither team's really been close to the bonus either, which kind of talks to the amount of pressure that you've been putting on them.
Yeah, only 6 free throws shot here by the Whai.
There's another 3 coming out of the timeout, you know, which, again, if I'm the Pouākai, I'm taking that as a win right now. They just take the air out of the ball here, time and score, and they'll execute.
It goes for Mike Sell. Mike Sell, Hall. A lot of movement here. Skips it over to Mike Sell. She doesn't even hesitate. Oh, my goodness.
And that's the opposite, you know, of the confidence thing and the balance we're talking about. Mike Sell just knocked one down, maybe the last position down, so they did a great job of finding their shooter.
Oh,
great D as well.
Takes it away from Shearer. Could get really interesting here. Hall makes it. What a turnaround. 9 points to the lead now for the Pouākai.
That was great D by Jaeger. That's probably the best I've seen someone stay in front of Emmy Shearer so far this season.
Exactly right. That's a hard task, Lindsay. So is this end of the quarter launch. Lacandro, just settles it well for the Whai. They needed that.
They absolutely did. I'm not going to lie. I thought that Jess even had the opportunity to turn the corner there, but you'll absolutely take that right now. When there's a little bit of desperation, they will take that 3.
After a great third quarter effort, the Pouākai lead 58 to 52. We'll be back for 10 more minutes of basketball. See you soon.
Little boys, the cannon, 3.
Ten more minutes, Whānau, of Tauihi basketball to be played on your Sunday evening. After a great third quarter effort from the Pouākai, they head into this quarter up by 6. What's it going to be in these last 10 minutes? The Whai making a comeback, or the Pouākai going to surge to a big win? Mike Sell, that's a heat check of a shot. Candro. Shearer here.
Bree Hall kind of trying to take the ball out of Jess McDowell-White's hands a little bit here. Make someone else be the playmaker. Great hustle. Oh man, that was some head-to-head action there. Whitaker and Hank, I think, on that loose ball dive.
Mike Sell couldn't connect, and he'll take a bit of a stoppage here to check on Hannah Hank. It's not nice taking a hit from Charlotte Whitaker.
Very physical game, yeah. 2 very strong young ladies down there, leaving it all on the floor.
Bit of a quieter night in terms of Hannah Hank standards. 11 points. but probably lower usage than we might have expected, Lindsay.
It is, you know, she hasn't seen a whole lot of basketball. You know, I do love about her that it does not affect her defensive, you know, intensity in the way that she runs the floor. But again, you're right, Whai. I'd love to see them pump the ball into her here at the high post. As well, you know, one thing to take into account from this Pouākai team, they've got 2-3 of some of the top bigs in the country as well, which can obviously negate some of the big play for the Whai, who have been really effective this season.
We can be pretty confident as well that Lena Snyder will not return. Looking pretty sheepish on the bench, unfortunately, as Hannah Hank misses that sitter.
Yeah, she's not going to get a better look than that, Maya. Great little play there. Just really bumping down low.
Yeah, I was going to say, just banging heads at the other end on defense.
Oh,
like
great show by Hank there as well.
Bree Hall from deep. Contesting on the board. Here goes Lacandro. Rogers does well to blow it up. It's getting physical. It's getting a bit spicy at the tail end of this one. McDowell White just automatic. Great board from Shearer. Slows it down over here to the Whai.
Great cut. Great find.
Textbook hoops here for the Whai. And again, their drought continues. And a bit of a frustration foul there. Here is your current mix and pick Good Health MVP poll standings. Snyder and Hank. Dale and Kidisume up there in your votes. Scan the QR code. Have your say. Vote for your favorite player. Get amongst. You can change how that roster looks. You can give more love to a player that's already there. Just get amongst. Dale. Every license to shoot that. McDowell White skips it over to Lacandro. This ball has moved well all game long for the Whai. Great slip. Blocked away by McGoldrick.
And it's been a little adjustment by Coach Stojkovic, but you can see he's got Bree Hall just trying to take the ball out of Jess McDowell White's hands. And there she is with a massive corner three at this end offensively to stretch that lead out to 9. But it's been very effective. You know, if Jess comes off the ball, it's hard for the Whai to get clean looks right now.
Hank, high post catch. Lacandro had Dale up in the air. It's going to be a foul, I think, off the ball.
I was so confused. If that was a foul on the ball, yeah.
She jumped. There was no one near her. I'm going to say it's on Rogers. We'll take a look at that on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Not a lot in there, Lindsay.
No. That was a tough one. She kind of just got sealed there and was just doing what she's supposed to do as a guard and fight through. I think that's what maybe he's getting questioned here. It's a tough call, because not only do they get the basket, they get an extra possession here for the Whai. So big call there. We'll get into the split baseline action again that a lot of the teams look like they're running. Here we go. We see Bree Hall takes a breather, and just McDowell White gets a shot off clean straight away. So we'll see if Rogers does the same thing and kind of get it out and deny her a little bit and take the ball out of her hands.
That three-point attempt has been the tale of the night from downtown for the Whai.
Yeah, turnovers at one end and shooting percentages or defense at the other for sure.
Well, as we were chatting about off air, Lindsay, the Whai have taken almost 20 more shots. As Jaeger doesn't connect. How about that from Dale? She deserved that too.
That'll just get you up to, what she at, 19 and 12 now. They be talking about, they had her third on the MVP voting?
Oh, there she is. Right on top.
There we go.
Where she belongs.
See you all out there in the voting world. Well done.
Scan that QR code and choose McKenna Dale, because she's got 19 and 12, like you said. 2 assists to go alongside that. And a block as well for good measure. The starter bus for the Pouākai are playing right now has really forced some tippiness into the fight.
It has, absolutely. And if you're the Whai, I think you knocked the nail right on the head, Maya. For me, a little bit too perimeter orientated in this third quarter, and to start this fourth, you know, still, yes, you're missing Snyder, but you've still got a gangload of ability to score out there, and you're the defending champions. You're playing at home. I think it's time for them just to get their 5 out here and execute firstly at this end, and then get some stops down here defensively at the other end. May potentially want to look at some zone like the Pouākai have as well, you know, just change things up defensively, give them a different look.
Plenty of basketball still to be played, Whānau.
I think the potential, sorry Tumai to cut you off, but just to get up the court and apply a little bit of pressure as well. You know, Pouākai only rotating 6 deep. You know, Fire at home, they got a lot of bodies over there. Just turn up the heat a little bit defensively. Neither team's been close to the bonus right now. Oh, little moon boot there for Snyder as well, like you said. So best wishes to her. Hopefully she's back real soon.
We might get some full court pressure from Pouākai this time
Yeah,
around.
smart, you know, the opposite, just time and clock, just the more time that we can kill at this end of the clock, the less time they have to hurt us down here at the scoring end of the court. So like what they've been doing, you know, with their little change-ups defensively. Good
Great
find.
pass, great cut, great basketball all around from the fight.
And love the way they got the ball to the paint, Maya. You know, didn't come out of that timeout and fire up a 3, you know, and,
Who would have
beautiful.
thought? Who would have thought?
Great little play here from the Pouākai to get it to their big where they want it down low. And good look.
Just see that shot blocking ability for Lacandro deterred a layup for McGoldrick there. How about that from Mike Sell? Just took it from Shearer. Spins around. And
D.
I was going to say Shearer snatched it right back. It's going to be a turnover for Pouākai. A little messy these last couple of positions. But unfortunate there for the Pouākai. Dale, it's got to be tied. 33 minutes already played by her. Great take, Dalton. Leaves it short, though. Jaeger scanning. Dale to Rogers. Back up to Jaeger. This ball's flowing nicely.
Yeah, beautiful action. Second, third side.
Mike keeps it. Dale all alone. 2 open for her liking. They're going to
Another
come up with
ball.
it once again, though. That's 10 offensive rebounds for the Pouākai, and they keep the possession here.
Love the way, even though it got bogged down a little bit, just the space, the pace they were playing with, the ball movement, looking really comfortable right now. The Pouākai, really good basketball. The Fire look like they're still trying to find their pieces, you know, to finish this game, still moving them around a little bit, and Hannah Hank will come back in. Cowley will take a quick break.
Hank,
Maybe getting a defensive guard line up in here. My fault, Maya.
no, you're okay. I was just going to say Hank's going to be an integral part of this last 5 minutes for the Fire as they try to make a surge. Shearer, familiar with some clutch efforts. Leaves it off to the left. No touch, no foul. Pouākai possession. Looks like it's going to be a timeout called by, you would assume, the Mainland Pouākai.
Yeah.
I think Tane Bennett took that last one. Here's your good health mix and pick MVP poll. McKenna Dale sitting on her throne at the top, untouched. Snyder, Kirisome, Adele, Hank and Shearer in the mix as well. Make sure you scan the QR code, folks. It's super easy. Have your say. You can determine who becomes the mix and pick MVP at the tail end of this one.
Give me a little shout out, Bree Hall, coming in 15 points in 6 minutes on the MVP voting potentially. And you got Jaeger with some big buckets, 10 and 7. Three assists as well for the group that's got the lead right now, so some really great efforts.
Feels like they have slowed down on their turnovers as well. They're up to 18, but there's definitely been a few less in this quarter.
Absolutely, in this half, absolutely, they've tightened up a lot. I think we were talking about them having close to 12-13 in the first quarter, so yeah, definitely.
There's Whittaker there with some ice on her head. Had the collision with
Yeah,
Hannah Hank a little bit earlier.
Real physical game. Be really impressed with, you know, the first to the floor, the hustle of both teams. 5 minutes is an eternity in the game of basketball. If you're the Fire, you know, plenty of time, but definitely also the time that we've got to draw a line in the stand, start getting some stops, start getting some buckets and executing at the offensive end.
Just ticked under the 5 minute mark. Jaeger takes it on Dalton. Hall has shot well today. Leaves it short. Great board by Lacandro.
Like to see Emmy get aggressive here as well.
Whai steering the ship as always.
Great find.
No good for Lacandro once again for the fight. Emma Rogers comes up with it. Great job by Brehorn, just slowing things down, not forcing
Smart.
the issue.
There was another 3 on that position at the other end for the Whai. Did a great job of compressing the D, but still living from that perimeter.
No advantage created here. They have to go now, the Pouākai.
Short
Shot clock's
clock.
at 4. Dale launches. That would have hurt for the fight. Great board, Hannah Hank. Although it's going to be a foul against her. Sends McGoldrick to the floor. A bit of taste of the own medicine there from Isa McGoldrick.
Yeah, great effort by McGoldrick, and unfortunate, I think if that was Shearer there, that'll be her 4th. Kind of a bang-bang play, doing what she's supposed to do, getting a tag.
I think it might have gone against Hannah Hank.
They've been doing that all game.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's 3 for Hannah Hank. There's 2 to give now. There she is, not
These
slowing
2.
the physicality.
That was an
Thrown
MMA
to
move.
the floor. What's the call here? Is that a gain on Hannah Hank? It's going to go against.
Love the effort.
Yeah, just like that, Lindsay, Hannah Hank's back to 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Straight away, back-to-back fouls, brings her to 4. And in a dangerous territory, she has to take a seat. Just got into it there with Charlotte Whittaker a little bit too much. Like you said, it's been happening all game, Lindsay.
Yeah, that was tough. The first one was kind of like a bang-bang call, and the second one she was trying to turn up the defensive intensity and just kind of got caught. So tough one for Hannah Hank. Hopefully she'll just get a minute here on the bench and they can get her out here to finish this 4th. Great D.
She's so effective in those positions. Dalton not stoked about getting that foul call, but Jaeger putting on some pressure. Let's take a look at this on the GJ Gardner home
Kind of
replay.
tangled up. I don't know if that's a foul. It looked like a foul. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, yeah,
so easy
you're
to
right.
say when I sit here on my
Yeah.
3rd replay. Just yeah, chill.
Yeah, we have an easy job compared to these referees.
But it was one of those kind of awkward falls that I think looked like a foul, but kind of just got tangled up.
Oh, Whittaker like she was ready to just keep going. Woman down, all good, 5-on-4. Jaeger doesn't go on the. Oh, how about that from
Great
Whittaker?
rebound.
I just love her second chance efforts. Always putting in the mahi, putting in a shift on those O boards.
Massive off free throws. It's a coach killer if you're the Whai, just giving up those extra possessions. Great split.
Jaeger's so tough.
Oh, way to stay with it too.
Yeah, another O board down the stretch.
Standing effort by Jaeger. And smart there by Pouākai, just taking the air out of the ball. Time and score. Short clock here. Oof.
Oh, Morgan Jaeger, everything but.
His body's everywhere right now.
Fire on the back foot though now, Lindsay. They've got to score.
Great find.
Shearer steps back. Well defended, Jaeger. McDowell White. That would have been big time. Nice board, Emma Rogers.
Great scramble by Dale. I don't know if you've seen her. She went sprawling into the front row.
Not surprised.
I don't even know if she subbed this game. Been outstanding.
Yeah, definitely just a short spurt off the court for Dale, but has played a majority of this one. Hall.
Nice.
Would have been a tough finish if it went. Turning the gas on here, the fight. Shearer gets the finish on Rogers and the foul to go with it. The hoop in the arm, some may say, and believe it or not, that is the first field goal that Emmy Shearer has made today.
Yeah, that is a believe it or not, because she's a bucket. But if you're Rogers there, you know, that was a tough call. I don't know if she fouled, but if I am going to foul in that situation, I'm not going to let the opposition get a shot up whatsoever. So that'll be my takeaway from that one. Coming down here, really got to execute if you're the Pouākai and get organized. Don't be surprised off these free throws if you start to see some extended pressure or some different looks. So just making sure that we're organized.
Scan that QR code, folks. Have your say. Shearer, unfortunately, just misses the chance to make it a three-point play. Rogers attacking. Gives it to Jaeger. Yeah, off's not two this time around, Jaeger.
Whitaker's been great in this right here, right there, just getting her guards clean looks. Another O board.
There she is.
Outstanding.
And that's great for the Pouākai, now shaving that time off the clock.
BB was right, an upcoming superstar. Miss Whitaker just facilitating out here without putting the ball in the basket, controlling the game, having impact. Oh, okay, Harlem Globetrotters.
Shot clock's going to run out again. That's the third time this game for the Whai. 2 minutes to go. Business end. Whai need to score now.
Great stop there by the Whai. That's the third time that they've bogged them down for a shot clock violation. Outstanding. This is where we need to play a little bit quicker. You know we're down. Down 6, 2 minutes.
Who's going to come up in clutch times for the Tauranga Whai? Tipped away by Dale. Stays with it. She tries to argue her case. Stojkovic is having a little bit of a giggle with Michaela Cowling. Love to see it.
Right after she got her first bucket, Coach Stojkovic moved Bree Hall onto Shearer.
Dale White, bit of miscommunication, and she hits a big one.
It's exactly what it was, a miscommunication. Left the basketball, and McDowell White can shoot that thing. Punishes them, cuts this to a one-possession game, 3 points.
She was 0 of 6 before that, Lindsay, but comes up clutch.
I mean, both teams are coming off buzzer-beating wins, so
This
bound
is true.
to be a close one.
Mike Sell
Oh, nice rip.
gets the floater.
Oh, that's
how about
tough.
that from Mike Sell?
Man, she had Taylor Dalton in her pocket. This beautiful rip through, a little push-up finish. Oh, man, that's easy.
2 buckets all alone, back-to-back for the Whai. It's gone to 4. We've got a minute to play. And Alex Stojkovic wants to have a chat. Oh, my bad. It's actually going to be some subs.
Okay, 2-possession game here. Just to note, Maya, Whai, they're in the bonus. They've got no fouls to give. Pouākai have got 2 to give before they're in the bonus. So, foul game coming down the stretch. Dale coming into this middle on ball.
Jaeger kicks it out to Hall. Hall. Tough shot for Hall.
Not sure about that position, Maya. Kind of broken.
Dalton. There's going to be a foul on the baseline.
I think they all got Hank there on the seal. Not a bad foul, to be honest with you. Looked like they were scrambling a little bit and they had a foul to give. So veteran foul there. Still got one up their sleeve if they need it, the Pouākai. 49 seconds on the clock, 1-possession game.
McGoldrick's going to check in here. She's going to take off someone that she does not know.
Coach Stojkovic getting a timeout in here, I believe.
So Whitaker will take a seat. Shearer. Del White. Would have been a big one. Kirisome.
Great rebound.
The O-board. Shearer, it's blocked away. Pouākai saved the day here. Big
Great.
possession coming up. Hall. Big possession for the Pouākai.
Short clock here, 10 seconds on the clock. They'll get 1 possession at it here, the Whai coming back down. Just need to stop to stay alive.
The travel call against Jaeger. That is a massive stop, Lindsay.
Great job of getting to 2. By the looks of things, she might have got called for dragging her pivot foot, which is a tough call.
Jaeger not impressed with that call there, Lindsay. And Coach Tane Bennett is going to use the timeout. How exciting is this?
It's obviously 1-possession game here again. Pouākai have got a foul to give, and you know, in some parts of some coaching philosophies here, that would actually be fouling and not even allowing you to get a 3-point shot up, sending you to the free throw line. Some teams prefer to just play it head up and back their defense. So it'll be interesting to see what I think Coach Alex Stojkovic he's the type of guy that potentially would foul you and not let you get up, 3 around here, but most play you head up and back their defense that you'll get a stop and not allow a 3-pointer. Whatever you do, Maya, do not foul a 3-point shooter. Do not foul anybody as they make a 3-point shot. Otherwise, just go get your plane ticket.
Great advice there, Lindsay. Hopefully we haven't jinxed anything. Of course, scan the QR code, the Good Health Mix and Pick MVP poll. McKenna Dale getting her flowers at the top there, deservedly so.
If you're the Whai, you know, alternatively, they're probably going to advance the ball here. I would assume you're looking for a, you know, obviously a 3, but a quick 2. You could probably play the foul game at least one more time where you're stopping the clock and hoping that they'll miss free throws. But depending on your timeout situation and makes or misses, you'll have to play off the full court, which is a big consideration because it takes time to advance the ball in the full court. You can see here the Whai are advancing the ball off their timeout, which you can do in the end of game, so they don't have to play in the backcourt. So not only do you save time, you don't risk turning the ball over in the backcourt as well. Obviously, though, because of that, you get a shorter shot clock, 14 instead of 24.
Here we go. Shearer has it. Poked out of bounds by Jaeger. 11 on the shot clock.
They kind of played for the quick 2, but got bogged down, so baseline out of bounds here. 14 on the game clock, 11 on the shot clock.
Shearer has it. McDowell White.
Play quicker than this if you're the Whai.
Steps back. McDowell White. Does she get the roll? No.
Great
Through
rebound.
hands. Hank can't get it to
Great
go.
rebound.
Great board. McKenna Dale gets sent to the floor, and that is a big time defensive position for the Pouākai.
And, you know, fitting that it should end with McKenna Dale, 0.9 on the clock. You know, she's going to the line. She got 14 boards, already got 19 points to her name. Couple of assists. Been outstanding this evening, Maya.
Yeah, she is definitely the MVP from today.
Yeah, hopefully she can at least get her 20 piece right here and be rewarded for all of this effort.
Makes the first from the Chemist Warehouse.
Still a 2-possession game, but less than a second left. I'm pretty sure they'll have their player timeout if they need it.
I think this is an unsportsmanlike foul.
Oh, they call it
Lindsay.
unsportsmanlike?
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, my heart skipped a beat. That would have made it really interesting. Does well to make that. Clutch scenes.
And again, in a lot of parts of the world, they're probably telling you to bang this off the ring, and it's game. I need to get my free throw percentages right, though, you know, so.
Well, puts them at a pretty safe threshold here. 5 points. Stojkovic still stressing, though.
I'm pretty sure he'll be inside, though. Big smile, you know. He gets to come back to a place he's very familiar with a group that undermanned, and you can see it there with Rogers. She's got to come home as well, so I'm sure the trip back to the South Island will be a nice one for this group.
For sure, and they've dropped 2 games, and they did so at home in front of their home crowd. So to get the third one is going to taste pretty nice.
Oh, nice play.
Yeah, final go there for the Whai, but it won't be good. And a massive second half effort for the Mainland Pouākai. Underwomened, and they get it done here in Tauranga, 68-63. They take down the #1 team and head back to 3rd place on the ladder.
Big up to yourselves. What a crowd! Thank you so much. You guys are truly amazing.
Who else other than McKenna Dale is your
McKenna
game
Dale
MVP?
was outstanding, you know, but had a lot of backup, you know. Shout out Bree Hall as well, kind of been working her way through it, finished with 15 and 6, and then obviously Jaeger, some big plays at the end there with 11 and 7. So even though Dale was outstanding and led from the front, you know, her group really stepped up. And also got to give a shout out to Whitaker, who didn't show up a whole lot on the stat sheet, but I think if you watch that game, the full 40 minutes, you could for sure see her impact on the game and the way that she impacted those around her. And again, hopefully that young lady there, Snyder, is back real soon. Heck of a player, and unfortunately went down with a little bit of an ankle injury today, but hopefully we see her back out there real soon.
Loving the sportsmanship of everyone. Smiles on dials.
Yeah, I've got to say, Maya, too, spending a lot of time down in Tauranga region. My father-in-law coaches the Steamers down there, so I'm down there a lot. You see the fire very visible, so shout out to that organization. See a lot of merchandise walking around, those familiar colors. So as a basketball lifer, just salute to the Whai and that organization and everything that they're doing in their community around there to grow the game and keep our game visible and give back to those communities.
It's a massive second half effort like we alluded to, Lindsay. And Pouākai really came out surging from the break. Let's take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. And you're right, a great scoring spread on both sides.
Both sides, you know, and both sides kind of rotating 6-7 deep, which could kind of speak to that, but heck of an effort from both sides and some real high-end basketball. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of youngsters watching right now that can take a lot away from that game, both in that building and on TV right now.
15 boards, McKenna Dale.
Man, that's outstanding, and Mike's are right behind with 9, but 15 boards is
4 of
great
those
effort.
offensive as well for Dale.
A whole lot of assists here from the Whai as well, sharing the basketball really well, you know, and they tightened up a little bit the Pouākai in that second half, looking after the basketball, and really helped them get that win. 4 blocks from Nicandro. Again, that was in the Rapid League as well. I think she had similar, so doing a great job defensively. McGoldrick with 3. And Hank only got 1 steal in the second half, but 6 for your big is outstanding. A whole lot of steals and deflections. Again, really helped the Pouākai in the second half when they tightened up on their turnovers.
This one here makes it very interesting for the ladder. Of course, as we see, Cowling just reuniting with some family, potentially, friends.
I hope so. Beautiful when you can see people from different parts of the world coming down and, you know, experiencing different cultures and sharing our game that we all love so much down here.
Like I said, the ladder gets interesting here. The Pouākai with the win have gone to 3rd. It's between 3 and 4, the Pouākai and the Hoiho on Thursday. That's a big one.
South Island battle down there.
Like in the dirty south of all places, the Whai have the Kahu, and then another big one, top of the table clash, the Whai and the Queens on Sunday. And then into the following round, the Pouākai and the Kahu late November on the Friday. So still so much wiggle room on this ladder.
Couple rounds, you know, anything could go, you know. 4 teams that are right in the mix.
Congratulations to the Mainland Pouākai on a well-fought win and a great spectacle of basketball to close out your Sunday evening. Ka kite anō.